versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, simply phone your nearest BMW dealer. By Bud Light, the less filling light beer with a first name in taste. And by AC Delco, the smart parts.
Glorious day in mid-America, sunny and 60 degrees as the Dolphins and the Cardinals get set for action. Hello, everybody. Jay Randolph to call the play and alongside Bob Greasy to analyze the action. Two very good teams, but the Cardinals, who have never beaten the Dolphins, have some problems. Last Sunday in New Orleans, their great running back, O.J. Anderson, went down. We don't know if he can go today or not. He's got a hamstring problem.
A hamstring problem that has been recurring the last few weeks, Jay, and it's doubtful that he'll play, and I don't know if he does play how well he could play.
Stump Mitchell is the man who replaces him. An exciting performer out of the Citadel. Stump Mitchell with 247 total yards against the Saints last Sunday.
Just an exciting player, running, catching, and receiving. He does an outstanding job for the Cardinals.
And, of course, the Miami Dolphins have some big play people, and one of them is Mark Duper.
Mark Duper has really blasted onto the scene for the Miami Dolphins, has caught 10 touchdown passes, this one coming last week, and he really adds the excitement factor for the Miami Dolphins.
And let's talk with you, as we like to do on these Sundays, about the keys to this football game. First for Miami.
Well, I think the key factor for the Dolphins is their offensive line. They have to protect Marino. Last year, the Cardinals sacked the opposing quarterbacks more than any team in the National Football League. The Dolphins have a problem at right tackle. Eric Laxell will not be playing. Cleveland Green is in. They have to work out their offensive line problems.
And for the St. Louis Cardinals, the key.
They have to win on first down. The Cardinals have a good running game. If the Dolphins have a problem, it's stopping the run. The Cardinals can also pass, so it's a key for them to win on first down and control the ball.
And now, the quote from our quarterback.
Well, Jay, I feel like the Dolphins control the football. They've won that way. Also, they've had a problem in their offensive line, as we said, with their offensive lineman, Eric Laxell, being hurt. On the other side, the Cardinals, their secondary has been injured. The two cornerbacks will not be starting today. However, like we said, their defensive line led the league in sacks last year with 59. So today, for Dan Marino, it'll be sack time or headlines.
There are the Cardinals, and you'll see right there in the middle of your screen, number 58, Dave Aarons, a four-year man from Wisconsin. He will be kicking off today because of a slight strain to the place kicker, Neil O'Donohue. Set to receive is Fulton Walker from West Virginia, who has just been activated this week. Led the National Football League in '83 in kickoff returns. A short, poor kick taken by Kozlowski of the Dolphins, and he brings it up to the 29-yard line. Bill Kay, number 22, making the tackle on the specialty unit. The Dolphins will start with Dan Marino, leading the AFC in passing. Nathan and Bennett, Duper, Clayton, and Johnson. The offensive line, as Bob has indicated, with some problems. Geisler, Foster, Stevenson, Newman, and Green. First down at the 29-yard line. Marino right over the middle, wide open. Dan Johnson, the tight end, took it at the 38-yard line. E.J. Jr., 54, and Kurt Ollerman, 51, making the tackle. Baker, Grooms, Duda, and Greer in the defensive alignment for the Cardinals. Their linebackers, E.J. Jr., great player out of Alabama. Oliver and Thomas Howard, who came over from Kansas City's Chiefs. The two Smiths with Nelson and Perrin in the secondary. Double tight end alignment. Bruce Hardy is in there. The handoff going to Bennett. Bennett breaks through, has the first down across the 47-yard line. Benny Perrin, the free safety, number 23, making the stop. Bennett averaging 3.7 per carry. The Dolphins, 21st in rushing in the National Football League, averaging only 2.8 per carry. Clayton is out of there, and the veteran Nat Moore, number 89, along with Duper, 85, of the wide receivers. First down at the 48. Tony Nathan in trouble. Got about a yard. just got the ball over the 50-yard line. Leonard Smith, number 45 for the Cardinals, making the play. Nathan starts the day with a 2.9 rushing average. That was Joe Carter, excuse me.
Jay, you may see the Dolphins moving their tight end quite a bit. The Cardinals use a 4-man line, and they overshift it one way or the other to stop the run. The Dolphins, by moving that tight end, can gain an advantage on the St. Louis defense. We'll have to take a look and see if they continue. They're just moving right here.
Now it is Nathan 22 and Bennett in the backfield. Marino rush, throws, and the pass a little low down at the 45-yard line, intended for Tony Nathan. Marino, 77 of 119 coming into today's game. And he got a good rush from Groom, 78, and Duda, 73.
It was a good rush, Jay. That is one thing the Cardinals do a lot. They do a lot of games or twists. The defensive lineman, instead of coming straight into the offensive line, will crisscross. That causes problems for the offensive line.
3rd down and 7. Cardinals are offside. Marino has a free throw, and he completes it short of the first down. The pass to Joe Rose, number 80, one of the tight ends. He got it at the 44-yard line. The referee today is Pat Haggerty, number 40. Offside, St. Louis. There's the official crew assigned here for the National Football League. Haggerty from Denver, Colorado, a veteran official.
Jay, that was a cadence. Dan Marino using the cadence, the non-rhythmic cadence, to draw the offsides.
Number 75, still 3rd down.
Curtis Greer, 75, jumping off sides, and that's another weapon that the offense, the quarterback, can use in a situation. Got a free throw, now it's 3rd and 2.
The ball just inside the 45-yard line. No score early in the first period. Out of the shotgun, Marino. Lots of time. He throws, and it's incomplete. Wayne Smith made a very fine play in front of Clayton. Clayton, number 83, didn't have the opportunity to make the catch because the cornerback Smith did such a nice job.
Exactly. This is just great coverage. You'll see the Dolphin offensive line gives him good protection. This is just good coverage. He finally throws, and Smith comes back and knocks the ball down. Just good coverage in the secondary. Man to man. Everybody has a man. They go covering. Good job by the Cardinals.
Reggie Roby out of the University of Iowa, averaging 44.9. That's Steve Bird set to return. Roby going for the corner down the near sideline, and it is going to be a touchback. That came close to going out at about the 1 or 2, a 44-yard punt. And the Cardinals will have the football when we come back right after these messages.
In the rarefied world of $40,000 luxury sedans, the BMW 733i is rare indeed. For it not only offers a host of luxury appointments, it also offers something quite uncommon in this class, high performance.
Morning, Wilson. Morning, sir.
Perhaps that's why chauffeur-driven BMWs are seldom driven, and by their chauffeurs.
Buckled up, Wilson?
Buckled up, sir. Give me a light. Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Hey, give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
No, Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
It's a wild place.
The Cardinals with Neil Lomax at quarterback. Stump Mitchell replaces the injured O.J. Anderson. Farrell, Green, Tilley, and Marsh. Clark at center with Stephen Bostic, Sharp, and Robbins in the offensive line. From the 20-yard line. Out of the I formation, the give going to Mitchell. Mitchell is a 4-year man, a number 9 draft choice, hit by Mike Charles, number 71. Charles playing for Kim Bocamper, who injured his ankle in the pregame drills. Betters, Baumhauer, and Charles. Brophy is the only rookie in this Dolphin alignment. Radzinski, Brown, and Bowser. And a talented secondary. 62 career interceptions among that group. McNeil, Judson, Blackwood, and Blackwood, the Bruce brothers. Second down and 8. Penalty marker goes down, and it's Mitchell trying to get outside. He can't go as he's hit at the 23-yard line by Mike Charles. Charles, number 71. And our referee, Pat Haggerty, will give us our...
Situation, 6 men on the line of scrimmage, offense.
Oh, that's the situation. A little problem with his mic today, but he'll get that squared away. Coach Jim Hannafin turned 51 a week ago last Friday. A native of Compton, California. Came here originally as an assistant with Don Coryell and has an improving football team.
He's done a fine job with the Cardinals, Jay, as you know, and it's very well liked by the players.
Love and Harrell come into the backfield for the Cardinals. As the penalty is declined, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6 on the 24.
These are the types of situations the Cardinals want to stay out of. The Dolphins bring in their nickel. They can really lay their ears back and rush the passer. They like to stay out of these situations.
Lomax has completed 85 of 136 coming into today's game. Operates out of the shotgun, throwing downfield and overthrows the intended receiver, Roy Green, as Green cut up rather than go to the outside. Coverage by William Judson, number 49.
Take a look at it on an isolate. Judson jumps to the outside, meaning he has help to the inside. Now Green sees it. He tries to get Judson, 49, to bite inside. Judson keeps his position on the outside. You see the other man, 47, Blackwood, coming over to help. Good coverage by the Dolphins secondary.
Carl Birdsong, 4-year man out of Southwest Oklahoma State, averaging 43.4 per punt. Fulton Walker downfield to receive the punt. Trouble. He picked it up and booted it poorly. Out of bounds on the far side. Now a penalty marker goes down over there.
That's got to be a lineman downfield too quickly, Jay, because if he dropped the ball, the lineman thought he already had punted it, and they already went down. It's a timing thing with the lineman.
It's only a 19-yard punt. And you see Pat Haggerty indicate an illegal man downfield.
Jay, a lot of people will wonder how a punter or a quarterback can drop the ball, but it is a little chilly. It's in the 50s. The ball gets a little harder, a little slippery. You see it just slips out of his hands. Birdsong, with one of your better punters in the league, he probably hasn't done that too often, but it just slips out of his hands. When the ball gets cold and your fingers get cold, that can happen.
The penalty is declined. Miami will have the football at the Cardinal 43. Back with more in a moment.
What Ford has done is so big, I only have time to tell you about one small part. The bumpers. Ford bumpers aren't just tough. They are 4 times as strong as the law demands, and they are on every car we make. That's something GM, Chrysler, even Mercedes can't say. Better bumpers aren't the only things Ford has developed, but they are the ones I know about. Aren't you glad you bumped into me?
Quality Ford. Quality is job one.
Do you have anything in aviation?
The Army's most technical training.
Are there any openings in communications?
Is also the Army's most popular training.
I'd really like computers.
So it pays to have a reservation.
Electronics.
If you qualify, you can get a guaranteed reservation for the training you want up to 12 months in advance, even if you're still in high school.
All that you can be.
We'll see you after graduation.
It's great.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Wednesday on Highway to Heaven, when a gang terrorizes the neighborhood, can Michael Landon help these old-time movie stars find their dignity?
This is a job for the masked rider.
Wednesday.
Birdsong Wilsong, a Pro Bowler last season, never has had a punt blocked. He had the wherewithal to get that one away after he had trouble, but the Dolphins set up shop in very good shape. Double tight end alignment, Johnson 87, Hardy 84, single setback, Woody Bennett. Coming in motion, Clayton, a little pitch back, Marino throwing for the bomb, and at the last second, Benny Perrin makes a big play for the Cardinals against Duper. Duper going full tilt as Marino was trying to get the touchdown on that first play, and a fine defensive maneuver by Perrin.
Take a look. This is going to be a little play action. Throws it back. Duper coming from the left side. The ball is going to go right through his hands. Jay, I tell you, the Dolphins are not used to playing in this cooler weather. Obviously, they've been playing in the warmer weather, and it does take a little bit of effect and time to get used to it. The ball's a little more slippery, and you just have to adjust to it. Be better once they get a little sweat going, they get a little bit tackiness on their hands.
Jensen's in the lineup, number 11. The pass down the middle for the tight end, Johnson. Johnson's down to the 13-yard line. Johnson split the seam over the middle, a 31-yard pickup. E.J. Jr., number 54, on the tackle, but the big tight end was all alone.
Well, what you're talking about, Jay, is they're doubling the two outside receivers. They went double zone on both outside. We'll take another look at the protection. Marino dropping back, sees it all the way. Johnson made a little move on the middle linebacker. You see him right there, and dumps it over his head. Nobody is there because they're doubling on Duper and Clayton. They're concerned about the two outside for good reason.
Cardinals missing their linebacker Charlie Baker out with an abdominal strain. They've had to shake up that linebacking situation a little bit. Clayton going to the far side. Pitch back to Bennett. Bennett in trouble down at the 10-yard line. E.J. Jr. 54, Kurt Ollerman 51, the linebackers making the play. Bennett starting today with a 3.7 rushing average. He, of course, was a blocking back for O.J. Anderson at Miami. There's Don Shula, 54 years old, a native of Painesville, Ohio. Was once a defensive back for the Cleveland Browns.
And he said he was a corner, and they'd always rotate the coverage away from him. He said he'd always want the coverage to come his way. They'd never come his way.
Nathan and Carter, 22 and 23, in the Miami backfield. On second down, Marino throwing, and incomplete. Pass intended over on the far sideline for Clayton. Coverage by the corner, number 44, Wayne Smith.
Wayne Smith is playing because of the injuries in the secondary, as we said, to the cornerbacks. Lionel Washington is not playing. Griffin, their fine corner from last year, is not playing. Take another look. Marino looks to his left the entire time. He's got man coverage, tries to get the ball out there. Their timing is just not right at this point. Good coverage by the Cardinals.
Ollerman comes out. Got Heflin and Bill Kay in there now as the Cardinals on 3rd and 8 are in a prevent defense. Out of the shotgun, Marino. Over the middle, dropped. Joe Rose at the 5-yard line, had it, couldn't hold on. Victor Heflin, 46 for the Cardinals, was right there with him.
Good coverage by Victor Heflin. Take a look at it from the end zone, coming right at you. Rose will come across your screen right here. Heflin stumbles. Ball goes off the fingers of Rose. Rose looking for a flag. There is none. 4th down for the Dolphins.
Uwe von Schaman, the 6-year veteran from Oklahoma, has kicked only 1 of 5 field goals this season. A 27-yard attempt. Don Strock to hold. Von Schaman has had his problems this year. One of the finest kickers in the game. He's got this one, a 27-yard field goal with 10:08 left to play first quarter. So the Dolphins are on the board here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Some things look hard, but once you know the secret, they're easy.
It's easy.
Some people think financing a new car is hard, but it isn't. It's easy.
It's as easy as GMAC.
With GMAC, buying or leasing a new GM car or truck is easy. Ask your GM dealer and see how easy it is. Financing a new car may seem hard, but once you know the secret,
it's as easy as GMAC.
It's easy.
Look what the computer wizards at Apple have come up with now. It has the power of these two computers, a built-in disk drive. It can run over 10,000 different programs. You get everything you need to hook it right up to your TV. You can even add a mouse. Introducing the Apple IIc. Now comes the real magic. You can take it home for under $1,300.
The Dolphins score first, a 27-yard field goal by Von Schaumann, who will put it in play now. Back deep for the Cardinals, Willard Harrell, number 39, on the right, and Steve Bird on the left. This is the fifth meeting between these two teams. The Dolphins have won all 4 games. The last meeting here in '81, a 20-7 victory for Miami. Stop as Harrell had a problem.
Take a look at number 11, Jim Jensen, the former quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, special teams player. Look at that stride going down under the kick. Jensen has his big shoulder pads on this week. Gets in there, gets a piece of the tackle.
He's a quarterback, huh?
I used to coach him when I was a coach for a year for the Dolphins, but I had nothing to do with his special teams play.
Randy Love, number 40, is in the backfield with Mitchell. This is Mitchell trying to get outside, picks up about 3 or 4. Blackwood ran him out of bounds. We'll go to New York. NFL 84 update.
All right, Jay, Seattle has scored up in the Metrodome against Minnesota. Dave Craig, who had only 6 completions last week to Steve Largent to cap an 83-yard drive. 96 straight games that Largent has now caught a pass. It is 7-3, Seattle.
3-0 Miami over the Cardinals here in St. Louis. 9:52 to go in the first quarter. 2nd down and 7 for the Cardinals. Tilly goes in motion to the far side. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell getting across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Making the play for the Dolphins, Jay Brophy, number 53, starting at the left inside linebacker slot. Mitchell does it all. They call him Stump. His real name is Lavonia Albert.
No wonder they called him Stump. But they, like we said, going into the ballgame, the Cardinals need to win on first down. Now they're in another situation. They have to throw the football, and the Dolphins' nickel defense is in there.
3rd down along 4. A good look at Neil Lomax, who played at Portland State. Set all kinds of records there. Lomax over the middle, complete. This is Tilly. Tilly with a first down at the 25. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Glenn Blackwood, 47, ran him out. A 13-yard pickup by Tilly, the 9-year veteran from Louisiana Tech.
Good play by Neil Lomax. And Tilly is a very smart receiver, very intelligent, not a lot of speed, but reminds me a lot of Howard Twilley that used to play for the Dolphins. Good moves and some quickness.
Nice block right there, too, by Doug Marsh, number 80, the tight end.
Exactly.
A first down for the Cardinals. 3-0 Miami. Tilly again goes in motion. Mitchell again gets the call, and he's got problems bumping into his blockers as Bowser, the linebacker on the right side, 56, did a good job for Miami. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. With Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Wonderful day to play football, although, Bob, you mentioned a little cold maybe.
Well, I think it just takes a little bit of time. What I meant by when the players get a little sweat up, their hands will get a little sweaty, they'll have some tackiness. When they touch the football, it won't be quite as slippery as it is right now for them.
Fake delay to Mitchell. Lomax rolling out, going downfield, and it's complete. That's Greg LaFleur, the tight end, a first down at midfield, 22-yard pickup on the play. Lomax likes to roll out like that. Don McNeil, 28, made the tackle.
Excellent play by the Cardinals. This rolling out allows the receivers to run their patterns a little bit deeper and gives them more time to get open. LaFleur gets down in the area, hooks to the outside, and just finds the open seam, and Lomax finds him.
He's been trying to encourage his coaches to let him roll out more. There's Bo Camper. We mentioned to you that he was injured in the pre-game drills, an ankle injury. That's Marsh coming in motion on first down. Swings it out to Mitchell. Mitchell's at the 45 and inside the 45 to the 44. Doug Betters, 75 on the tackle. Time for another update. Here's NFL 84.
All right, Jay, that Pat Ryan to Wesley Walker combination has struck again. 3 times last week, again today. The Patriots on a safety blitz, but a bit too late. Walker catches the 12-yard strike from Ryan, and the Jets have a 7-0 lead in the first quarter at the Meadowlands. Back to St. Louis.
All right, thank you, Bobby Costas. We're in St. Louis, where you started in the big time doing ABA basketball. Bo Camper's going to be out for 4 weeks, we're told. Here's a handoff going to Earl Farrell.
31, Earl Farrell.
Farrell doesn't get much.
Tackle by Bowser.
Gets to about the 43-yard line. Bowser 56 on the tackle. Boy, it's tough on a team, Bob, isn't it, when they have an injury like this in a pre-game drill here?
Well, it's really a freaky accident, an injury to happen in a pre-game warm-up. Normally, you're not going that hard. You're just out there warming up as we take a look at Bo Camper. The thing about it is, this is new tartan turf, artificial turf. The Dolphins haven't been on it. Last week they were at home. The traction may be a little bit better, and it may have surprised Bo Camper, and that's why he may have busted his ankle.
Lomax is hit and got it away, but it was almost intercepted. He didn't have much on it. Pass intended for Roy Green. Judson, 49 on the coverage, and Doug Betters, along with number 71, Mike Charles, were coming.
Take a good look at the pass rush and the pass protection. He is hit as he is throwing it, loses his momentum, and none of the players can get back to make the catch, but good pressure by the Dolphins.
Birdsong to punt for St. Louis.
Miami, number 41, Fulton Walker.
Fulton Walker is back. And here is the fake. And a first down, Stump Mitchell. Now penalty marker goes down. The direct pass came back to Mitchell. He got the first down, but now we'll have to see about the flag. It's going to go against the Cardinals.
It's a tough break for the Cardinals. Obviously, they saw something during the week in their film study that the Dolphins weren't doing on that side on their punt rush team. I don't think Stump Mitchell is the normal blocking back on most of their punts. I would think that they inserted him to try and make the first down.
Holding, number 31, offense. Offense.
Holding call against Earl Farrell. Jim Hannafin coached a lot of great ones here when he was the offensive line coach. There you see that little toss to Mitchell, but it goes by the board.
Cardinals have had some problems on their special teams before this game, and we've already seen 2 or 3 here today, Jay.
Birdsong now set to punt. 4th down and 14 after the penalty. A high boomer. Tough Sunfield. Fair catch called for at the 20-yard line by Fulton Walker. A 33-yard punt on his second kick. Well, 2 times the excitement. It's a doubleheader of football next week right here on NBC Sports.
The NFL plays here, Miami.
Many people are comparing this Dolphins squad with the powerhouse teams of all time, with Dan Marino taking the entire NFL by storm.
The NFL plays here, Pittsburgh.
David Woodley will try to knock off the team he took to the Super Bowl.
Miami battles Pittsburgh. The NFL plays here. My team plays here.
It has a 6-cylinder engine borrowed from the BMW 528e. a computerized engine management system from the BMW 733i, and a suspension derived from the BMW 633 CSI. Introducing the only car morally entitled to borrow these innovations from BMW, the BMW 325e.
Hot Saturday night, hot Saturday night, Coors to you on a hot Saturday night. Refreshing Coors to you, cold all night through. Coors. Rocky Mountain Gold, you got it. The best of the Rockies is yours on a hot Saturday night.
5 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Dolphins leading the Cardinals 3-0. First down right at the 20-yard line for the Dolphins. Nathan and Bennett in the backfield with Dan Marino. Marino setting up a little screen, and it's Tony Nathan up the sideline, out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Well, Marino did a nice job of holding on, setting it up. Leonard Smith, 45, and Kurt Allerman, 51, made the play for the Cardinals.
Take a look. Here's a screen right here. Nathan is going to sit inside and let the pass rush come. And then he's going to sneak back here, and Marino will dip him the ball. A screen from the end zone. Nathan, number 22, slides to the inside, then gets behind his two offensive linemen. 57 is Stevenson, and Newman, 64, and makes a nice run up the sideline.
Joe Carter is in the lineup now, 23, along with Woody Bennett, 34. This is Carter. Carter at the 40. Almost broke it. He was dumped at the 45-yard line by Benny Perrin, number 23. Pickup of 12. Back to New York. This report.
Jay, in Indianapolis, the Colts have driven 76 yards and gotten on the scoreboard against Buffalo. Mike Pagel, a 7-yard TD pass to Ray Butler out of USC. Pagel calm in the pocket. 7-0, Indianapolis.
And last Sunday, the Miami Dolphins demolished the Colts 44-7. Little problem for Carter, slipped down and now goes down. E.J. Jr. making the tackle right there, number 54, played for the Bear at Alabama.
Jay, I've noticed a lot of the Dolphins are stumbling and tripping. Marino earlier, when we had a shot at him, stumbling as he went back. Carter stumbles on this one. This is a new AstroTurf. They call it AstroTurf 8. You know a lot more about it than I do. But when you have a new surface, sometimes the traction is too good. They have rubber soles on, and they get out there, and that traction is too good. The Dolphins aren't used to it. And what I was saying earlier about Beaucamper, and there's a good shot of it, Beaucamper out here in the pregame warm-ups broke his ankle working on that surface.
Second down and 12. Marino going long downfield. And it is complete. The catch made by Mark Duper. A brilliant catch and 49-yard pickup. Wayne Smith had the coverage, but I don't know how you cover that, Bob. What a splendid play by Duper.
And it was good coverage, Charlie. The only thing Wayne Smith doesn't do is see the football. Marino throws it as far as he can, tries to throw it high and outside. Duper did have a step on him, saw the football coming all the way and made a catch. Here we'll look at the pass protection. 73 Duda being blocked right over his shoulder. That's just excellent concentration by the young Duper.
And the ball spotted down at the 6-yard line. Pete Johnson now came over from San Diego, number 46 in the backfield with Bennett, 34. That's Bennett on the wing. And Big Pete from Ohio State behind Marino. There he is. Down he goes.
Number 46, Pete Johnson, the ball carrier.
Leading the way, Thomas Howard, number 59. Howard, who came, as we mentioned, from Kansas City.
An end zone shot, just straight blocking. Stevenson, the entire offensive line going straight out. Nothing really there for Johnson, just lowers his head. You know, Jay, during the week, Johnson had his own 2-a-day workouts. They usually work out once a day, obviously, but Johnson was up with Junior Wade, their strength and health conditioning coach and was really trying to lose some weight. Shula says it was a pound-by-pound proposition.
They had him in drills 2 a day. Over the middle, incomplete. Good rush by Elo Grooms, number 78. Looked like Mark Duper was the intended receiver as Marino took a shot from Grooms.
Marino back to pass. Good coverage and good pressure by Elo Grooms. We were talking to Floyd Peters yesterday, the defensive coordinator for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he said, we may not get to Marino, we may not get there and sack him, but what we need to do is rush him. We need to pressure him, get him out of his timing. That was an instance right there where if he had the time, I think he would have had a touchdown.
He's 4 out of 10 for 105 yards, operating out of the shotgun, 3rd and goal to go. And it is incomplete. At the 2-yard line, he was going for Joe Rose. E.J. Jr., the linebacker, was there. Number 54.
Trying to go to Joe Rose right here. Now watch Rose. He'll come downfield and try to come across field here. Both of these receivers will get out of the way and take their defensive men out of the way, opening up for Rose and Marino. Good job of coverage by E.J. Jr. Ball was in his hands. Rose just couldn't hang on to it.
Von Schaman will attempt a 26-yard field goal. Earlier, he kicked a 27-yarder. Strock will hold. And it is good. 2 field goals here in the first period by Uwe von Schaman. 6-0 Dolphins. 3:07 left to play in the first period. We'll be back with more from Busch Stadium right after this.
AT&T is in boots. How? Our people can show a Texas bootmaker how to expand his business outside of Texas.
I wish I'd gotten those boots.
I knew you wanted them.
By using an AT&T 800 service number,
I should have gotten them.
his customers can call toll-free from anywhere in the country.
You said it's the toll-free call.
I want those boots.
I'll send them right out. Oh, and thanks
The people
for
of
calling.
AT&T Communications, we're thinking about your business in ways you never thought of.
Test pilot Chuck Yeager for AC Delco.
This flight doesn't get scrubbed for bad weather. A high-performance fighter has the technology to handle it. So does this, the all-weather Delco Freedom Battery. With the power to start you in the cold and the technology to beat the heat. And you never add a drop of water. Never wait for trouble. Get the all-weather Delco Freedom Battery.
From $39.95 for a Series 40, call 800 AC Delco.
The Dolphins lead at 6-0. Miami 4-0. The Cardinals with a 2-2 record. They've won 9 of their last 14 games and their last 5 games here at Busch Stadium. Von Schaman set the kickoff. Bird 82, Willard Harrell 39. Harrell on the right, Bird on the left. Von Schaman's first kickoff, a boomer that was mishandled by Harrell. This time it's a bit shorter. Bird coming up at the 8, the 15, at the 20. Gets to the 25-yard line. Coming up for the Dolphins to make the play, Taves, number 60. Well, the Cardinals, who are second on offense in the National Football League, 3rd in rushing and 6th in passing, are set to put it in play at the 25-yard line. Cardinals lost 34-24 at the Superdome to the Saints last Sunday. They led 21-20 and 24-20 late in that game. Lomax on first down over the middle and complete. The catch made by Roy Green. Looks like he's got a first down. Number 53 making the play. The linebacker Brophy along with William Judson 49. The Jets in New England are tied up 7-7. Eason has just thrown a 2-yard pass to Dawson. And Dallas leads Chicago 10-7. Hogaboom to Dorsett, a 68-yard pass for Dallas in that one. There's Glenn Blackwood. one of the Blackwood brothers. He caught the first pass that Neil Lomax ever threw. He intercepted it. That was back in '81 right here. Marsh and LaFleur, double tight end alignment. And Stump Mitchell cutting it back against the grain, gets about a yard. Mitchell was hit by number 71, Mike Charles, and by 59, Bob Brzezinski.
You know, Jay, you talk about Glenn Blackwood. He is really the leader of that secondary for the Miami Dolphins. He calls all the plays and calls all the audibles. Last week against the Colts, he had 2 interceptions, almost ran one back for a touchdown, and he recovered a fumble, so he was responsible for 3 turnovers. They put him in an area where he has an opportunity to make the big plays.
30 career interceptions, as you see, 5 this season. Lomax to the far sideline, complete to Green. First down at midfield. Don McNeil, 28, had the coverage for the Dolphins, a 13-yard pickup. They call him Jetstream. He used to play defense.
That's right, Jetstream Green, they call him, 81. McNeil, man-to-man coverage out on the flank. Sometimes they're going to throw that out on you, and you have to let them catch it, but you got to give that man right there a lot of respect. You'll see him putting both wide receivers to the same side. Tilley, 83, and Green, 81. They do that so they can't double both receivers.
Mitchell and Farrell now in the backfield. Lomax in trouble. Flipped it out. He was trying to get it out to Mitchell, but he had to get rid of it too quick. Mike Charles, number 71, was firing in from the right end position for the Dolphins.
They really had an opportunity, a situation over here, Jay, that they wanted. They had both wide receivers same side. Green went deep, and Tilley was open, kind of short, but he obviously didn't have time to get him the football.
The Cardinals had scored 118 points in their first 4 games. The Dolphins 128. It's a 6-0 score on the board with a minute and a half to play. First quarter, the Dolphins in the lead. Second down and 10. Lomax has time. He throws, and it is incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Doug Marsh. He couldn't hold on down at the 43-yard line. Brown, 51, was there, the right inside linebacker, along with Brophy, 53.
Take a look right here. Marsh is right here. What he's going to try and do is just come out here and allow the back to clear inside of him and then come back in here and try to catch the football. We'll take a look. The Dolphins are dropping straight back. Their linebackers. Marsh will go underneath the fullback. Behind him is what I'm saying. And in front of the linebackers. The linebackers see it all the way. Good coverage.
From the shotgun. Third down and 10. Facing Lomax and the Cardinals. Lomax throwing and intending it for Willard Harrell. Walker was also in the lineup, the rookie, speedster. He was in the same area, but they couldn't connect. So a punting situation for Carl Birdsong. It'll be his 3rd punt of the afternoon.
You see Neil Lomax coming off the sideline, talking to the receiver, saying you should have gone on through there. A lot of times he'll give them an option to go one way or the other. They have to be on the same page.
Birdsong's 2 punts, 26 average. Bolton Walker to receive. This is a very fine kick, and it hits and goes into the end zone. 50 yards. We've got a minute and 14 seconds remaining to be played here in the first quarter. The Dolphins have the lead 6-0 over the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh no, I dropped it. It's broken. Can't somebody make a flashlight that'll work when you need it?
Duracell did. Durabeam, a flashlight that really works when you need it. Durabeam's casing is as tough as a football helmet. The lens is shatterproof. It'll throw a light 50% brighter than ordinary flashlights. And obviously, it's weatherproof. Ask him how important that is. Durabeam from Duracell. It really works when you need it.
American Express presents...
I gotta catch a plane.
Projected. You'll see a list of the managers and the various graph form.
I gotta catch a plane.
Next time you make plane reservations, use the American Express card and United Airlines advanced check-in. Because you'll already have your ticket, boarding pass, and seat assignment, you can go straight on the plane. With United Airlines Advanced Check-In, you'll have a few extra minutes next time you
gotta catch a plane.
the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
That's an interesting get-up.
It's Woody Bennett, the Miami Dolphins, and his new Bennett 34. It's a sleek thing, as you can see, very form-fitting. The pads in the back protect the backbone and the hips from hip pointers, and the padding on top of the shoulders. Woody invented that himself for more protection. A lot of the players are wearing it, Jay.
Come a long way from those fold-up leather helmets you used to wear, Bob
yeah,
Greasy,
I used to wear.
Jensen is in the lineup for the Dolphins, number 11. Marino at quarterback. The throw to the near sideline to Duper. And Duper out of bounds at the 27. Leonard Smith, 45, the quarterman there, made the hit. There's Smith out of Little McNeese State. Cardinals lost a talented cornerback, Jeff Griffin, with a broken arm, the third broken arm he's had in his career. He's really been bothered with problems.
And Leonard Smith, Jay, was a strong safety for the last 3 or 4 ball games. He's playing corner. That's one of the adjustments they've made in their secondary.
Second down and 3. Jensen coming in motion. Give goes to Nathan. Nathan very close to the first down. Stop made by number 38, Lee Nelson. Nelson, one of the changes in that secondary, starting at strong safety. 20-yard pass. Craig to Largent. 7-3. Seattle leading Minnesota in the first quarter with 6.5 to play. Clock running here with 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and the Dolphins leading at 6-0. Field goals of 27 and 26 yards by Uwe von Schamann. Third down, less than a yard. Nathan and Bennett behind Marino. Bennett goes in motion, and now this is Pete Johnson. Johnson spinning down for the first down. Leonard Smith, number 45, making the tackle with help from Lee Nelson. Well, that time we saw what the big tank can do.
The tank. When he came into Miami last week, the big question was, how much does Pete Johnson weigh? Sheila and all the writers were asking him. He says, I'll tell you one time and one time only. He weighed 267. Now, don't ask me anymore, because I'm not going to tell you what he weighed. Look at that little toe. He did a little pirouette there, Jay. They got him. When they got him, they had him learning plays in the ballroom before the pregame meal. We'll be back right after this.
Radio Shack's having a great sale on the TRS-80 Model 4. $400 below the original price. It has a huge library of educational programs.
And lots of games. I do my personal and household budgeting on it. You can't believe the money we're saving.
I'm even teaching myself to program. And the Model 4 is expandable at Radio Shack's low prices. Best of all, it's on sale now.
Save $400 on Radio Shack's TRS-80 Model 4. Now only $599.
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brakes repaired. That's why at Midas, we offer a free brake inspection. If your car needs work, you know it's being done by experts. 500,000 people a year have their brakes fixed at Midas, and we're glad to have the business. But more important, we appreciate the trust.
Trust the Midas touch.
It takes a full season for a fragile blossom to slowly become a ripe red apple. Nature can't be hurried. Old Style can't be hurried either, because Old Style is fully croissant, the most natural way to brew beer and the most expensive. It's naturally carbonated with no modern shortcuts, just nature and time and skill. Try Harleman's Old Style and taste the difference croisoning makes.
Number 60 right there, the man they call Bubba. He was in the doghouse in Detroit, came over here to St. Louis and has played very, very well. First down for the Dolphins, and Marino goes to the air, and downfield, a penalty marker is thrown as the catch is made and taken down to the 22-yard line. Clayton made the catch. Lee Nelson on the tackle, a 41-yard play, but let's see what the call is. There's Don Shula looking out at the scene. We have offensive pass interference or defensive. An illegal chuck, apparently. And it's going to go for a first down for the Miami Dolphins.
We'll take another look at it from above. At the top of your screen, the wide receiver goes down and he runs out, but he makes a little move to the out and then up and runs right by Leonard Smith. Smith was going to the out, a little out and up. Smith, the strong safety, is playing corner, was fooled on the play.
First down at the 27-yard line. Banging it up the middle is Bennett. Bennett gets down to the 16-yard line. Wrapped up there by E.J. Jr. 6-0 as we start this second period of play. First quarter statistics. Time of possession pretty even. 6-0 though for the Dolphins.
Dolphins are leading in the passing and the running. Time of possession is about even, but 6-0 is the one that's important, the one that's on the scoreboard.
We got a good view of downtown St. Louis. Magnificent city on the Mississippi. Revitalized downtown. Second down and 3. Marino has lots of time, and the penalty marker goes down as the catch is made inside the 15-yard line by Johnson. We might have a holding call coming up here. That's it against Miami. The referee today, Pat Haggerty. Dallas has a 17-14 lead now over Chicago. Newsom has scored from 12 yards out. 10:55 left in the second quarter. And the Cardinals have upcoming games against Dallas and Chicago. The Dallas-St. Louis rivalry has really been something over the years.
Second and 14, Miami. The St. Louis 26.
The penalty puts the ball back out at the 26-yard line, where it'll be second down and 14. Going wide to the right, Mark Clayton. Duper 85 comes to the left. Dan Marino out of Pittsburgh. The West Virginia Mountaineers defeating the Pitt Panthers yesterday. And this is a touchdown to Joe Rose, 26 yards. Oh, a great throw by Marino as Joe Rose beat Lee Nelson.
Great throw by Marino, Jay. Like you say, here's Rose right here. Nelson is covering him. Rose will release to the outside and run to the deep corner. Now the wide receiver comes down here, makes a move out and in to hold his receiver so his defensive back doesn't drop deep into the area where he's throwing it. Rose with a good release outside. Throw is perfect over the outside. Well, not exactly perfect, but it got the job done.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Shaman with the point after. Strock holding. Blocked. Von Shaman has had his problems. That's his second PAT miss this year.
I don't think it looked like it was someone had some penetration up the middle, Jay, and got into the backfield. I don't know. As we take another look at the touchdown, I don't think that that was Von Shaman's fault, but a good adjustment by Joe Rose turning on the football. We'll be right back. 12-0 Dolphins.
A Mercedes owner with an eye for exceptional cars has just seen one. The Continental Mark 7. He wants to get a better look at it. But now he must be content with the knowledge that this new Mark gives Mercedes something it hasn't had before. Competition. The Continental Mark 7.
If you're looking at video cassette recorders and you're confused by all your choices, just look at the most important feature of all. The picture. And Sony Betamax records a sharper picture than VHS. That's not just our opinion. In tests throughout the country, more people said the picture was sharper with Sony Betamax than VHS. So how many choices do you really have? Only one. Sony Betamax, a sharper picture.
Today's game is brought to you by Mercury, cars that combine quality and engineering beautifully. By Nike, And by Prestone 2 Antifreeze. America goes with Prestone.
Uwe von Schaman set to kick off. Harrell and Bird are back to receive. Angle to the far sideline. Harrell at the 5 has trouble, picks it up, gets to the 15, the 20, 25, 26-yard line. Harrell did an excellent job. Jensen on the specialty team, number 11 on the tackle.
Here's Bubba Baker right in the middle. He gets some penetration in here, gets his hand up and makes the block. I don't think the kick was necessarily that low, Jay. Just the penetration up the middle with the Cardinals, and he gets his hand up. I couldn't tell whether it was a low kick, and obviously it was blocked.
Baker is 6'6". There's Big Bubba. Came from Detroit in a deal for Mike Dawson, and he did the job there. Oh, the Cardinals put it in play from their own 27-yard line, and Lomax going to go upstairs, and it is complete to Doug Marsh. First down at the 45-yard line. 28-yard pass play for the first down. As you saw, Lomax really ripped that one up there. Lyle Blackwood, the free safety, 42, and Don McNeil, 28 on the tackle.
Great shot from our overhead camera. Marsh right here is just going to go down and break to the outside. The two backs will just occupy the linebackers in here short and allow Lomax to read the coverage and throw to the open man. Outside release, gets up the field, right in the seam, right behind the linebackers and in front of the defensive backs.
That shot provided by the best handheld cameraman in sports television, Corey Leibel. First down. Lomax again to the far sideline and throwing into coverage. He overthrew his intended receiver, tight end Greg LaFleur, number 89. Blackwood, number 42, and brother Glenn, number 47, were over there.
You can be sure that the defensive secondary of the Dolphins are going to be looking for the two wide receivers for the Cardinals. Roy Green, who has caught 4 touchdowns, averaging 20 yards a pass, and also Pat Tilley, who has caught 17 passes. The next most receptions on the ball club is their tight end, so they're going to try and stop the two wide receivers.
Danello's kicked a 23-yard field goal in that one. Indianapolis leading 7-3. And off going to Mitchell. And Mitchell fights down across the 40-yard line, short of the first down. He got to the 37. You see Mitchell's ability to find the hole there. Tackle made by Bowser, 56.
Take a look at this sweep. The two guards right here will pull and lead. This man will block. Stump Mitchell is right here. He's going to get the ball, but it's a good look at a sweep from the overhead camera. 71 Bostic making a good block. 31 Farrell helping him out. Stump Mitchell getting what he can. Good run of the young running back.
That's Bob Greasy, the thinking man's quarterback, talking it over with you here. Stump Mitchell, a single setback. In motion, 81 Green to the far side. Third down. Lomax dips it out at the last second. And Mitchell has a first down all the way to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 13. Lyle Blackwood, 42, made the tackle. And Bob, a good job here by Lomax. He did a little fast thinking.
He certainly did. Here is Stump Mitchell right here. Now, the man that has to cover him is right here, man to man. All these other people are going to be running away somewhere, covering somebody else. Watch the two of them as we see them. Rodell Thomas, 54 now, is attracted to Stump Mitchell. Stump makes a little move outside. Lomax moves around, gets some time, and throws the football. A good run. Mitchell, take a look at Lomax moving around, almost the sack, but got rid of the ball. Good play by Lomax.
Betters and Baumhauer were coming. First down. Hand off to Mitchell. Cuts it back into the middle. He's down to the 15. Down to the 14. Near the 13-yard line. A pickup of about 12 for Stump Mitchell. Started the day with a 227-yard score in his favor in rushing.
It's a good look at Stump Mitchell. I tell you, they don't lose much with Otis Anderson out of the lineup, Jay. This man is averaging 9.1 per rush and 11 yards every pass he catches. He is an exciting young player.
First down for the Cardinals. 10.5 to play in the first half. Dolphins leading 6-0. Banging it down to the 11-yard line. Stump Mitchell. Glenn Backwood, the strong safety, 47 up to make the tackle. The Dolphins on defense, ranking 8th in the National Football League, 18th against the rush, 8th against the pass.
And really, Jay, the thing that's been the problem for the Dolphin defense has been their run defense. Chuck Studley came over from the Houston Oilers. Defensive coordinator said one of the things we want to do is be more physical. We want to stop their run. And he has done a pretty good job of it up to this point.
They've given up 4.7 per carry to their opponents. On second down, Mitchell. Mitchell's down to the 5, down to the 3 at the 2. Blackwood, 42 on the tackle. This crowd of about 45,000. Perfect day here in St. Louis, and the Cardinals knocking on the door.
Let's give some credit to the offensive line. The left guard right here, let's watch him pull around the left side and give a little blocking for Stump Mitchell. Good blocking. That's 61. Audick makes a key block. Stump Mitchell doesn't need much. Gets up in there, first and goal.
Mitchell and Love are in the backfield. Hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell has a touchdown. Stump Mitchell's 4th touchdown of the season. Congratulations from Roy Green and his teammates. Big block by 71, Joe Bostic.
I think you can see why Stump Mitchell had such a great day last week. 247 yards, good blocking all the way. 40 is Love. And when Mitchell sees the goal line in a crack, he says, I'm going airborne. I want to get into the end zone. He makes some big plays for this ball club.
Neil O'Donoghue, who has a slight strain, trying the point after. Perrin will hold. The kick is up. It is good. To remind you that O'Donoghue is not kicking off. Mitchell gets the touchdown. Stump doing an excellent job for the Cardinals. And the score here now, Dolphins 12, Cardinals 7.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way.
We shaped the Mercury Cougar to help the car hug the highway. It's a shape you'll always feel good in. Just like that old leather jacket.
Born to be wild.
Cougar. From Mercury.
By the time I hit the field, I've already worked overtime. Studying films of the guy cross the line 4 hours a night. Because I believe in doing my homework. And people wonder how come I'm always in the right place at the right time.
The most popular sport on earth. The pinnacle of international competition. A previously impossible dream for the soccer faithful of the United States. The first step towards the 1986 World Cup. Next Saturday on NBC Sports.
A 0-0 tie, the U.S. team and Netherlands Antilles yesterday in Curacao. And this coming Saturday afternoon right here at Busch Stadium, the match that will decide who moves on in World Cup competition. Hope you'll be watching here on NBC. Here's Aaron's short high kickoff. Fulton Walker at the 15 gets to the 20, and did he get dumped? A big play was made by Victor Heflin, number 46.
And you see Aaron's 58 down there saying, I'm glad you didn't run it any further back.
Heflin, of course, one of the brothers, Heflin, on each one of these squads. Ensign Victor, and watch 46 dump him, come in underneath there and cut him down.
You know, Charlie, last year the Dolphins were #1 in kickoff returns, and Fulton Walker was the man that ran them back. This year, the Dolphins coming into this game have been last in kickoff returns, and Fulton Walker has been injured. They hope to get more productivity out of him now that he's healthy.
He averaged better than 26 yards per return last season. Marino throwing it out to Nathan. Nathan, no gain, maybe a loss of a yard. The big guy, Al Bubba Baker, number 60, came from a long way away to help make the play with Wayne Smith, 44.
One of the key matchups, 60 Al Baker on Cleveland Green, 74. This is a screen away from him. To his credit, Bubba gets over there and gets a piece of it. Great hustle by the young man.
Dolphins leading it 12-7. 8:20 to play in the first half. 87 Johnson moving over to the right side. Hardy, 84, the other tight end, also in there. Marino on the roll. Looking downfield, throwing over the head of the intended receiver. Way over the head of Duper. Let's pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Along with Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph. Busch Stadium in St. Louis, second quarter of action in Miami. A couple of field goals and a Marino pass to Rose, a missed extra point. They have 12. The Cardinals got their score when Mitchell went in from 2 yards out at 9:02 of this period. 12-7 the Dolphins. And third down and 11 for Dan Marino, 8 of 16 this afternoon. From the shotgun. Marino throwing and completing. That's Mark Duper. Duper breaking away, makes a fine play, and he's got a first down and a lot more. Well, there you saw Duper. The tackling not too good for the Cardinals, but Duper doing a lot on his own as he picked up better than 20.
Just a big play by Duper. Here we'll take a look. Duper is right here. The other receivers will go down and be the primary. Duper will just come underneath right here. He's the outlet. Marino is looking downfield to throw the ball downfield. If nobody else is open, he'll say, oh, I'll just give it to my speedster, Duper. He's wide open in the center of the field. He breaks a tackle, and now he can make some big things happen.
He got away from the linebacker, E.J. Jr. Duper has caught 3 passes for 83 yards. First down at the 46. A little delay. Tony Nathan gets a couple. Jr. made the tackle.
Tackle by E.J. Jr.
Nathan started the day with 102 yards. Number 3 draft choice. Fellow has great balance. Came out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Here's Bubba Baker in Cleveland. He's looking to grab anything he can to turn and twist. He's trying to pull and jerk. Cleveland Green doing a pretty good job on him that time. That'll be a key matchup all day. Cleveland Green in for Eric Laxo. Bubba Baker, 13 sacks last year, has 2 already this year.
Second down and 8 from the 48. Steps up and throws, and wide open is Duper. Duper at the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Wayne Smith made the tackle, a 25-yard play. Marino to Duper, and boy, they are a dandy combo.
You can say that again, Jay. If you're wondering how he's getting open, we'll show you. Right here is Duper. He's just going to go straight down the field and run to the inside. The whole thing will open up because of the man coverage. Everybody on the Cardinals will be covering somebody man-to-man. As you'll see, the entire middle opens right up. Jay, you could even throw that one in there, I think. If you had a receiver like Duper, maybe. Huh?
I know Bob Greasy could. First down at the 28-yard line. Duper 4 for 107. And up the middle goes Carter. Penalty marker is down. Carter got across the 20-yard line near the 18. We might have a holding call against Miami. That's it. Holding against the Dolphins. The Dolphins, the least penalized team in the National Football League just about every year. Don Shula does not like that.
Well, that's the reason right there why they're the least penalized, because he didn't allow it in practice. He doesn't allow it in the ball games, and when they do it, you know, you can expect to be chewed out in the game film.
Holding.
Number 64, offense.
I think what it really gets down to, Jay, talking about the least penalized team, is the discipline that is involved. He just doesn't allow it to happen.
Well, of course, Miami's doing very well. Cincinnati, who was next in that list we saw a moment ago, not doing so well, so sometimes that doesn't make so much difference. Yeah. The Jets leading New England 14-7. Page has scored on a 2-yard run in the second period. Second down and 20 from the 38. Marino going down the sidelines, and a great catch by Clayton. Clayton went high into the air with 2 Cardinals there, Herron and Smith, and made the catch 37 yards.
So just a great throw by Marino. It's amazing the things he can do, Jay. Second year in the league, you wonder when he's going to self-destruct. Take a look from above. The wide receiver at the bottom of the screen, Clayton, is going to go straight down the field. He just goes up and takes the ball away from Smith. That's the thing that these 2 young receivers for the Dolphins have done time and again. Clayton and Duper, they see the ball very well, and Clayton in particular can go up and catch it.
Clayton's been bothered by a groin pull. He played at Louisville. Pete Johnson is in there, 46, with Woody Bennett. Hardy is on the wing right. That's Hardy in motion. They give it in the middle, and the big man scores. Pete Johnson, his second touchdown as a Miami Dolphin.
A lot of times you'll see this man go in motion. He's going to come back and throw the key block on this man right here. As he comes across, there's going to be a collision, and it'll be a wide opening right in there. Bruce Hardy gets the block on Elo Grooms. Touchdown for the Dolphins.
There's Pete. Played at Ohio State. Von Schaumann had one blocked earlier. He's got this one up and through. Penalty marker down. Holding. Holding indicated against Miami. Oh, we'll do it again. Referee today, Pat Haggerty. Not a long-time NFL official.
Holding, number 84.
And a school administrator in Denver, Colorado. There's Bruce Hardy.
Bruce was the man that made the block. Here you see Bruce Hardy coming in motion, gets down with the defensive tackle. Those tight ends, like Bruce is, coming down to block on the interior defensive line. They don't like that too much. They say, I've got an 84 number. That's a tight end number. I don't like to get in there with those 60s and 70s and 90s.
Hardy's had some rib problems. Played at Arizona State. Well, once that Johnson gets it in motion, he's hard to stop. The point after now will come from out at the 20-yard line. And it is good. Von Schaumann kicking a 30-yard PAT. Dolphins have the lead here, 19-7, 5:26 to play in the first half.
What gets America moving when the weather turns cold?
Presto.
What keeps football heroes on the go?
Prestone. Why does your car need a fresh fill of Prestone? A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while a Prestone radiator looks this good. That's the Prestone difference.
What gets the country set for winter from New York to San Antonio? America goes with Prestone.
A Mercedes owner with an eye for exceptional cars has just seen one. The Continental Mark 7. He wants to get a better look at it. For now, he must be content with the knowledge that this new mark gives Mercedes something it hasn't had before. Competition. The Continental Mark 7.
Monday, The Tonight Show's 22nd anniversary special with the funniest moments from Johnny's 22 years in late night. If you don't see it, nobody will ever love you. Monday.
The roof of the stadium at Busch in St. Louis, and that shot from behind the lights. Those are the kind of shots you'll see beginning October the 9th when NBC brings you the World Series. Brought it it to you from here in St. Louis and in Milwaukee back in '82, as only NBC can do it. World Series action starting October 9th. Don Schaman set to kick off to Harrell and Bird. Miami leading 19-7. Willard Harrell, he's going to come up now. Now he has changed his mind and probably was wise to do so. We're going to take a timeout with the Dolphins leading 19-7. Back with more from St. Louis in just a moment.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way.
We shaped the Mercury Cougar to help the car hug the highway. It's a shape you'll always feel good in. Just like that old leather jacket. Cougar. From Mercury.
For the 4th year in a row...
New test results in?
Yes. For the 4th year in a row, in an independent test, over 1,000 people were asked which 19-inch TV had the best overall color picture.
Please, don't drag it out. Just give results. Majority of people pick Sylvania Superset over Sony again?
Yes. And over RCA and Zenith, too.
Nam desu ka? Kon na desu ka? Sylvania be Sony again? Doshite.
Jay Randolph and Bob Greasy with you here in St. Louis as the Dolphins are doing a very good job to this point.
We certainly are, Jay. And you know, a lot of people ask me, we've been showing Cleveland Green and Bubba Baker, and we were talking about him trying to grab a hold of something. People say, are the offensive linemen's arms that big? And no, they're not. They try to taper their sleeves because the defense likes to grab a hold of something. They like to grab a hold, and sometimes they even put some Vaseline on those offensive linemen's shirts. Now, I don't know how that Vaseline gets there, but it's very tough for the defensive man to grab a hold of that shirt with that stuff on there.
Tricks of the trade. Here's a long one that is overthrown as Lomax was trying to connect with Roy Green. Green had a step on Don McNeil, but the pass was a little too tall. And Dallas leading 17-14 at halftime. Newsome picked up a 12-yard touchdown with 10:55 in the second period. Dallas was down 14-10 in that one, now has the lead at halftime. Here, it is 19-7. The Dolphins. Stump Mitchell. Mitchell to the 25, out to the 26-yard line. Baumhauer, 73, makes the play. Walter Payton so far today has 130 yards on 20 carries. He needs only 92 yards to surpass Jim Brown's 12,312. Only a matter of time for the talented Chicago Bear running back.
And what an outstanding runner, Jay. He has done it all. He blocks, he catches, he runs. He has stood the test of time.
Fine gentleman, too. He really is. Out of the shotgun on third down. Lomax throws. Tilley makes a fine catch at the 38-yard line. And Tilley, shaken up just a little bit, picked up 13 yards on the play. Tilley out of Louisiana Tech, number 4 draft choice in '76.
There's Tilley right here, Jay. These safeties will get deep out of the way, and all these other men will scatter, and the whole middle will be open. Tilley will come down and just hook in the middle of the field. Langford, 44, has the coverage. It's tough when you have to cover him all over. Little move to the outside, back inside. Good catch.
Tilley out of the lineup, and Steve Bird, 82, who's been on the special teams doing the returning, is now in there as the wide receiver. Marsh in motion. The give goes to Mitchell. Mitchell across the 45, out to the 48-yard line. Boy, there you see Stump Mitchell at his very best. A whirling dervish out there. Blackwood, 42 on the tackle.
Just some great running by Stump Mitchell. Let's take a look at the defense. Baumhauer, 73, better 75 gets cut. Both of them trip over the pile, and Stump Mitchell saw that crease in there because the defensive linemen were tripping. I am very impressed, Charlie, Jay, with Stump Mitchell. What a great runner. He really sets up his blocks very well.
They've been working with Jones too much
Charlie
lately.
Jones, he'll be here next week doing the soccer.
That's right. Little pitch back. And Mitchell outside. Couple of good moves there, and he got down to the 45-yard line and out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:54 left in this first half. This fella's had some spectacular averages, as we have mentioned, in his first 4 games.
Just great running, quickness. Everything he does is upfield. He's going downfield, trying to move, trying to gain some yardage. We said going into the ball game, Jay, that for the Cardinals, they had to win on first down, where they're averaging 8.4 yards on first down.
There's a quarterback comparison. Marino has had a splendid first half. Lomax going down the sideline, going for Green, and he's overthrown him again. Green again with a step on McNeil, but twice Lomax has gone too far, trying to get it to Jetstream Green.
Jetstream right here, one of the best in the league against McNeil, one of the best. It's going to be a foot race down the field. You're seeing 2 potential Pro Bowlers right here. Good coverage. The throw just a little bit out of his reach, but the coverage was such that he had to throw it long and not short to avoid the interception.
Seattle leads Minnesota 7-6. 44-yard field goal by Jan Stenerud. Old Jansky still kicking them. Inside the 40-yard line, down to the 39. Willard Harrell carrying that ball. Harrell out of Little Pacific in his 10th year. Was with Green Bay his first couple of years. Free agent Don Shula. Don, he has the highest winning percentage among the active NFL coaches. Is he a genius, Bob Greasy?
Well, he's close to it. They say he's mellowing. I don't know about that. He thinks he's becoming more patient. David Shula, his son, says it's stubborn is a better word for it.
3rd down and 5. Lomax operates from the shotgun. He throws. Oh, fine catch at the 31-yard line by Willard Harrell. He held on and got the first down. That's a big play. Mike Kozlowski, number 40, made the tackle.
Here's your man-to-man coverage. Here's Harrell and the man that's covering him. All these other people will be covering their men, and their men will take them out of the way. He'll have the entire middle of the field to work with. He just wins the battle. One-on-one, the offensive man wins, and a great throw for the first down.
And we've got the 2-minute warning being given here at Busch Stadium, St. Louis. The Dolphins have the lead, 19-7.
Everyone is cordially invited to a computer demonstration starring PC Junior from IBM. But what can you do with PC Junior? There are many programs for learning, word processing, filing, budgeting, planning, and more, including many business programs that run on the IBM PC. You can run over 1,000 programs with PC Junior. Now with new keyboard at a store near you.
When night comes out to play.
Turn it loose with the silver bullet. Find it, catch it, grab it, pull it. It's the right light one when you hit the town. Coors Light will never, never, never slow you down. Midnight party right. Turn it loose with the silver bullet tonight.
Coors Light Beer.
NFL 84 at halftime. Bob Costas and the crew bring you up to date on the happenings today, and the AFL remembered. Look at Joe Namath and the effect that man had on the game. Joe Namath was drafted by the St. Louis Football Cardinals.
That's right.
Number 1, they wanted him here.
I wish he would have went here.
Yes, but he opted for the Big Apple.
What a great player he was, and a great asset for the AFL.
19-7, Dolphins. 1st and 10, Cardinals at the Dolphin 31-yard line. Earl Farrell and Stump Mitchell in the backfield. There's Mitchell breaking it out to the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Mitchell having a fine first half. He's tough to bring down. Lyle Blackwood, 42, made the play.
take a look at the line blocking. 71 Bostic and 63 Tootie Robbins, both with good blocks. I'm very impressed with Mitchell. He set those blocks up, faked like he was going out, and then cut back to the inside. And then when he has to have the power, he has the finesse and the power. Great running back. 75 yards first half.
Second down and a long one. Lomax, double pumps. Now throws over the middle. Wide open at the 10-yard line is Doug Marsh. And Marsh is in for a touchdown. 22-yard score. Lomax to Marsh. The Cardinals are right back in it here.
We will see Marsh right here. He's going to come down, break to the middle of the field, and then back to the outside. I really think he wanted to throw it over here to Tilley, but he read the coverage and got it into the middle of the field. Marsh on his release. Nobody's covered him wide open. Missed coverage by the Dolphins. Nobody's going to catch him now.
Marsh, his first touchdown of the season, former Michigan All-American. The point after by Neil O'Donoghue is good. So the Cardinals get a very important score with 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go in this first half, as Lomax gets it to Marsh for the 6 points. More action coming up from Busch Stadium, St. Louis, right after these messages.
When Fulton Walker of the Miami Dolphins caught that ball in Super Bowl 17, there were 98 yards and 11 Redskins between him and a touchdown, but he never looked back.
It all started for me back when I was a kid in the boys' clubs. Today, I'm still involved with the boys' clubs, giving kids like these a chance. When I first met Anthony Joyner, I knew he was a kid that had potential. I spent a lot of time with Anthony. We work out together. I try to give him those little tips that make a difference. By working with him and giving him a chance, he's become a winner.
You make the work of the boys' clubs possible when you support your local United Way. That's why we can say, thanks to you it works for all of us, the United Way. This message furnished by the National Football League.
Our thanks to Fulton Walker, played at the University of West Virginia. I know a lot of you folks back in the Hill Country remember him. Ahrens will kick off. Remember, he's kicking on the kickoffs today, and this one a low one that is blocked and banged around a little bit. And number 77 for the Dolphins comes up with it. That's A.J. Dewey, who's back in action this week. Ahrens did a little kicking in high school, but
he just tops this ball, Jay.
He didn't get much on that one, did he?
A.J. Dewey back in service for the Dolphins. Didn't feel like he'd be getting hit on
like
on a kickoff return team, but still in action.
There's Ahrens. He's stuck with the kickoff duties because of a slight strain to the plant foot of Neil O'Donoghue. So the Dolphins have got time with 1 minute and 9 to play. Let's see if they want more. They lead at 19-14. Marino looking long. Throws incomplete. Good coverage by the Cardinals. Trying to get it to Clayton. Lee Nelson was there. Clock stopped with 1 minute and 2. You know, talking about Ahrens kicking, you and I were chatting. I hadn't realized that that man right there, Don Shula, once had you doing some kicking points after.
It was a while back when Garo Yepremian was our kicker in training camp one year. He came up with a pulled muscle, and Shula was asking everybody who could kick the game on Saturday. This was Tuesday. And we had Kuchenberg and Norm Bulash and all these guys said, I can kick. By Friday, they all had a sore leg. So he turned to me and he says, he knew I kicked in college. He says, why don't you sit this one out as quarterback and kick during the ball game, which I did.
And you were 2 out of 3. Not bad. Second down. Marino. Rush gets it out to Nathan. Oh, and a big play for the Cardinals. Nathan hit at the 42-yard line by Thomas Howard. Howard, who came over from Kansas City a few weeks ago, has worked his way into the lineup. They've needed Howard to come on and play like that.
Certainly did. Here is Howard right here. He's going to drop back into the coverage and then get up in here. They're going to screen to this man right out here. The offensive line will block for a count or two and then slip out into the flat. Howard sees it, says, I've seen this before. I'm going to get up and make the tackle before the offensive linemen get to me.
He's an 8-year veteran from Texas Tech, played in all 16 games last year for Kansas City. And with the problems the Cardinals have had at linebacker, it's, I'm sure, very gratifying that he's starting to come on now.
They certainly have had problems at linebacker, Jay, and Howard is a great acquisition as far as the Cardinals are concerned. Charlie Baker is not playing for him. Their defensive backs, of course, we've talked about the injuries there. He will take another look. Marino pumps downfield and knows where he has to go over his screen with Nathan. There you see Howard just getting by the block of 57, Dwight Stevenson.
3rd down and 13 for the Dolphins. 50 seconds left to go in the first half. NFL 84 coming up at halftime. Dolphins leading at 19-14. From the shotgun. Penalty marker down. And the throw down the far sideline complete. We do have penalty markers down. The pass going over there to Mark Duper. A pickup of 20 if it stands. Offside, St. Louis. So it'll give a first down to the Miami Dolphins. As you look at Jim Hannafin, the head man of the Big Red, came here in '73 as the offensive coordinator for Don Coryell. They refuse the penalty.
Bubba Baker right here will jump off sides. Cadence again by the quarterback. A little movement. That's all it takes.
And out of the shotgun. A little bit unusual that it draw him off in that situation.
Good point, Jay, because the cadence from back away from the center is not as good as it is as far as pulling people off sides. As when you have much more authority when you're behind centers when you are deep in the backfield.
Again from the shotgun, Marino over the middle, and wide open at the 30-yard line is number 80, Joe Rose. Rose has had a good first half. Clock running with 30 seconds remaining. Marino going long, and it's a touchdown to Mark Clayton. "29 yards as Clayton and Marino click.
Jay, that's just poor coverage. Poor coverage on the part of the Cardinals. The receivers, all 4 of them, Clayton going straight down the field, all 4 of them, they're going to be right in the same area down there when they catch the football. The Cardinals just let them get behind them. Right there you see 2 receivers are open. I don't know which one he was throwing to, and I'm sure Marino won't tell you. He says, I'm throwing to the one that caught it.
That's right.
Big play against the Cardinals. The Cardinals were back in this ballgame.
Von Schamann gets it through. It ricocheted, looked like it was blocked at the line, and then bounced up over the bar. To show you this touchdown again.
The explosiveness of the Miami Dolphins with Marino and Duper and Mark Clayton. Clayton says, I want it, I'll take it. He says to Shula in training camp, Jay, he says, I want to be a starting. He says, I can jump over a ping pong table end to end. He says, and if you let me start, he says, you can have the ping pong table. He says, I'll do it in the middle of the field.
Well, there was no table down there that time. That's his 5th touchdown of the year. Marino now is 15 out of 24 here in the first half. 318 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 to Rose, and then the one a moment ago to Clayton. This extra point a moment ago looked like it might have been blocked and ricocheted over the bar. Von Schamann had one blocked earlier, and let's see. Yep, you see it come up over. The Cardinals got a piece of it, but this time it was up and just over the bar.
Charlie, I can't tell whether Von Schamann is kicking the ball low. It doesn't look like it from that angle, or if the Cardinals are getting penetration into the backfield. It's hard for me to see from this angle, but the Cardinals were back in this ball game. That touchdown that they had scored to get up to 19 to 14, the Dolphins took it right down and scored, but the Cardinals had the ability to come back.
Von Schaumann ready to put it in play. Bird and Harrell are back. 20 seconds left in the first half. It's Harrell at the 8. At the 20. He gets it to the 23-yard line. Coming downfield for the Dolphins to make the play, Rodell Thomas, number 54, reserve linebacker. And the Cardinals have 16 seconds with which to operate before halftime. And at halftime, of course, NFL 84, Mr. Costas, Mr. Rashad, Bill McAtee, and the Axe. Keep bringing you up to date on what's happening around the league on this, the 5th Sunday of regular season play in the National Football League. What a glorious day we have weather-wise. Temperature around 60 degrees here in St. Louis. Beautiful fall afternoon. Handoff going to Earl Farrell, and the faithful here didn't like the call. They wanted to see him put it up, I think.
I think it was a good call, Jay. You don't have that much time left. And just go into halftime, regroup, come on back out for the second half.
So it is the end of the first half, and the score, the Dolphins 26, the Cardinals 14, and coming up, halftime activities, as we'll be bringing you up to date on the happenings around the league. The Miami Dolphins have a 12-point advantage at halftime here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Good tossing, Billy. Till anybody's game. Good all. Get some.
Hitting in the ninth. Good all.
Thought you were best at sitting.
That's right. So I gotta save you.
Don't stay out in the sun too long.
Your best deserves the best.
Bud Light?
The less filling light beer with a first name and taste.
Tough day.
Bud Light. When you rent one-way from most car rental companies, there are strings attached, like the drop-off charge at the end of the line, the one you pay to help get their car back. At National, there are no strings or mileage charges, because we have a whole fleet of cars available for one-way rentals, and they're just $10 a day more than our regular low daily rates. So the choice is yours. Rent one way or the other. National Car Rental, the way to go one way.
Ollie, if you don't hurry, I'll miss my plane.
Well, I'm doing the best I can in this terrible rain.
Would a new set of Vanco wiper blades help?
Certainly. Put them on.
Change to Anco. They clean better than any other blade. Tests prove it.
There, now I can see an airplane.
Airplane! Oh! Don't worry, Ollie. It wasn't mine. That's mine.
Anco, the best blades you can buy. Tests prove it.
For the boys of summer, autumn is near. The end of a season for most. An end to the dream for some. But for those few who remain, they will know the passion, the electricity of the World Series on NBC.
26-14 at halftime, the Dolphins, and 2 more touchdown passes for Marino. That's up to 14 on the year. Let's go now to NFL 84.
Back here at halftime and time for another installment of the AFL Remembered. Remember the old New York Titans? 25 years ago, they and 7 other teams got together to form the American Football League. And like most of their brethren, the Titans went through some tough times. That is until they became the Jets and signed a brash young quarterback out of Alabama.
We needed to succeed in New York City, and we had a team that was really kind of the laughing stock of football. Small crowds, and weren't able to sign draft choices, couldn't pay their bills.
Harry Wismer's, God bless the guy, he spent all his money that he had and then some in putting that team on the field, and then he had about, I think, went through about $1.5 million in those first 2 years, and that was everything he had that he put into it.
Unable to meet his payroll, the AFL takes over the Titans and places it in the hands of impresario Sonny Werblin, who will change its name and image and secure its future. In 1965, Werblin will rest the Jet fortunes in the hands of a country boy quarterback from the University of Alabama. Joe Namath will come to New York to sign a $400,000 contract to play for the Jets.
Joe gave the league credence with the other players. His personality was such that he became the personality of New York, and he therefore achieved the headlines. His ability was such that he caught the fancy of the fans, and he was the mother lode of the league. He's something that everybody hopes for.
Although the AFL welcomes Joe's off-the-field headlines, it will be his skills on the field that will earn him the respect and admiration of his peers.
To stand behind Joe Namath and watch his head work, it went from side to side as quick as anything that you ever saw. It just panoramed that field and picked somebody out, and just with the quickness of such rapid speed of delivering the ball was absolutely amazing. I have always said about Joe Namath that he is the best that I have ever seen.
But with Joe's strong arm comes weak knees. Namath will undergo 4 knee operations during his career in New York.
He'd play when he's hurt all the time. I've seen many people who wouldn't even dress with the knees that he had, but Joe would play. If Joe could get out of bed, he was going to play.
In his first year, Namath will earn Rookie of the Year honors as he will throw for nearly 2,500 yards and 18 touchdown passes. In 1967, Joe will establish a pro football record as he will throw for more than 4,000 yards in one season. But it is a prediction he makes at Super Bowl III against the Colts that will make him a legend.
It wasn't bragging. It was just standing up for our team. You know, a lot of people were being misinformed by the media, you might say. When I said I guarantee, I meant it. I mean, it was in my heart. It was the way I felt about our football team.
Joe Namath will make his prediction stick as he engineers the biggest upset in AFL history.
Joe Namath did for us, by us, I'm talking about the other people in the American Football League, something that we had worked long and hard to get. We got recognition, and I think we got respect.
We accept the accolades, hopefully with good grace, and when you get the heat on you, you better be able to handle that too, because sometimes you get more heat than you deserve.
And I'm sure you recognize Don Maynard, another one of the all-time AFL greats, number 13, on the receiving end of many of those Joe Namath passes. NFL 84 halftime activities will continue following these messages.
Tonight, this is it, the 2-hour movie premiere of Knight Rider that shows all of Kit's new superpowers.
All right, pal.
It's all new adventures as Kit and Michael dodge deadly drones, dangerous doubles, and beautiful villains.
I can't look.
I want him killed.
It's the all-new 2-hour premiere
That's all we need.
of Knight Rider tonight.
Your Carolina Ford dealer's second annual Ford Truck Week is off and running with great savings. This tough full-size Explorer comes with auxiliary fuel tank, sport wheel covers, AM/FM radio, and more, including free air conditioning. And this Ranger S is now priced at just $59.93. Special dealer cash incentives on all Rangers can be passed on to you. Yes, your tough pickup is waiting for you now during Ford Truck Week. See your local Carolina Ford dealer today and save hundreds.
Now, how in the world could anybody vote against Meals on Wheels for the senior citizens and the elderly? And to our elderly people, I'm going to promise to do everything I can to see that the programs that feed our elderly people are not cut out.
Jim Martin voted against full funding for Meals on Wheels for the elderly. The National Council of Senior Citizens gave him a lifetime rating of only 9 of 100. When you know the facts, Rufus Edmiston.
Hi, I'm Bob Eubanks. You never know what those unpredictable newlyweds will say next. So you predicted you'd say you'd name your son Yakamoto. They look like 2 hockey sticks.
She don't see my legs no more.
It's the newlywed game.
Count on 12 for the Newlywed Game, weekdays at 4.
Count on TV 12 for Essence, tonight at 11:30.
And welcome back to our studios in New York. Let's get you updated on what's happening around the National Football League in the games some of you are watching. Miami brings their 4-0 record into St. Louis, where the Cardinals are 2-2, and it's Miami by 12 at halftime. There's Jim Hannafin, the St. Louis coach, on the sidelines. He watched Miami grab a 12-0 lead before his team could get on the scoreboard. It was 3-0 at this point when Dan Marino hit Mark Duper with a 49-yarder over cornerback Wayne Smith, led to a second Von Schaman field goal and a 6-0 lead. Now Marino with touchdown pass number 13 on the year, 26-yarder, nice catch by tight end Joe Rose. The point after was blocked. After an exchange of touchdowns with the score 19-7, it's Neil Lomax of St. Louis to his tight end Doug Marsh. That play good for 22 yards and a TD, cut the lead to 19-14, but Marino came back, hit Mark Clayton from 29 yards out to make it 26-14 at halftime. 14 touchdown passes on the year for Marino. That, of course, leads the NFL, and he's thrown for better than 300 yards in that first half at St. Louis. New England and the Jets at the Meadowlands, tied at 14 at halftime. New England is 2-2. The Jets are 3-1. There's Ken O'Brien, who expected to start this year, but it's Pat Ryan at the helm for the Jets, and he goes to his favorite receiver, Wesley Walker, for a 12-yard touchdown pass and a 7-0 New York lead. Tony Eason of the Patriots comes back to tie it on this lob to tight end Lynn Dawson. It was 7-7. Later on, each team scored again. Tony Page from 2 yards out for the Jet touchdown that followed this catch and run by Bruce Harper, which covered 28 yards to set up the Tony Page TD. Eason came back with a 5-yard quarterback run for a touchdown of his own to tie it up at 14 all at halftime in the Meadowlands, the Patriots and the Jets. They've moved to the third quarter at Soldier Field in Chicago. Dallas leads the Bears 17-14. Both those clubs are 3-1. What a first half for Walter Payton. He is hot on the trail of Jimmy Brown. A 20-yard touchdown run, part of his 20-carry, 130-yard first half, the 58th 100-yard game of his career. That ties Jim Brown for the record in that department, and he needs just 92 yards, Bill McAtee, to break the all-time career rushing record. He might get it today, the way he's going.
An awful lot of offense at Soldier Field. Conversely, a different story at Arrowhead Stadium, Cleveland and Kansas City. It has been all defense. Matt Barr has kicked a 34-yard field goal, a 41-yarder by Nick Lowry. That has been the scoring, as the Browns have now not allowed a touchdown in 8 quarters. They're at the half. Up in the Metrodome, Seattle leads Minnesota 10-6. Chuck Knox watched the Seahawks turn in a good defensive performance last week against the Bears. They're not giving up much ground again today. Only touchdown of the game so far came in the first quarter. Dave Craig, a 20-yarder to Steve Largent. Norm Johnson kicked a 41-yard field goal just before the half. Jan Stenerud's 2 field goals have accounted for the Vikings scoring 10-6 Seattle at the half. Buffalo and Indianapolis, a game some of you are watching. Joe Ferguson injured his ankle late in the game last week against the Jets. So for the first time since 1975, someone other than number 12 is starting at quarterback. Indianapolis scored first. Mike Pagel, a 7-yard touchdown pass as he hangs in the pocket well to Ray Butler, 7-0 Colts. But Buffalo came back in the second quarter. Touchdown set up by this pass. Dufik, a 54-yarder to Byron Franklin. Dufik then scored from the 11. He is 8 of 13, 123 yards. Colts added a field goal, though, late in the first half. So it's 10-10 at the Hoosier Dome. Bob?
All right, Bill, thank you very much. Stay with us now as NFL 84 halftime activities will continue following these messages and a word from your local stations.
Turbo Z. It is an American revolution.
There are lots of ways to communicate over long distances, but with some, you may not be able to reach everywhere you want, anytime you want. And a faraway message may feel far away. But you can always count on AT&T, the only long-distance service that lets you call from anywhere to anywhere with operators standing by. And with AT&T, your calls will sound as close as next door. So why settle for anything less? AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
Reach out and touch someone.
The insulation is ready, and the time is now. It's all up to you to beat those high home heating and air conditioning costs. So get rolling. Add an extra layer of Owens Corning Pink Attic blanket insulation and score energy savings. If you act now, you'll get a free warm-up jacket with the emblem of your favorite NFL team. A great offer, only from Owens Corning.
Monday, The Tonight Show's 22nd anniversary special with the funniest moments from Johnny's 22 years in late night. If you don't see it, nobody will ever love you. Monday.
It's bargain time at Roger West Chevrolet. Over 200 new and used cars and trucks at 84 closeout prices while they last. Closeout prices on big cars, up to $1,700 off on Impalas and Caprices. Chevettes are priced from just $49.95. Closeout prices on Citations, even popular Cavaliers. If Chevrolet makes it, Roger West has it closeout priced. Plus, you beat the 85 price increase. That could save you over $1,000. Unless the Roger West emblem is on your closeout 84, you probably paid too much.
Harvey Bennett on News Center 12.
The Dolphins have had a very big first half and have the lead over the Cardinals here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. And Bob Greasy, certainly Marino's had a marvelous first half. We talked about the keys to this game at the start. You said it was going to be that offensive line of Miami having to protect Marino.
For the Dolphins, it was offensive line, and they have done it. The Cardinals have not sacked him, I don't believe. He's gotten rid of the football, and Cleveland Green, filling in for Eric Laxell, has done very well. On the other side, St. Louis has really won on first down most of the time. It's just that Marino, when he gets out there, they're just scoring points. Now, the Cardinals can score some points, so the game is not over. They're number 5 in the entire National Football League in scoring, so it should be an exciting second half.
Well, up to now, for Marino, it has been those headlines that you talked about, Bob, in your quarterback quote.
We said it was going to be sack time or headlines, and so far it's going to be headlines.
Set to receive for the Cardinals, Willard Harrell and Steve Bird, as Von Schaman will put it in play as we go to the second half. 26-14, the Dolphins have the lead. Dolphins getting a big touchdown, a 29-yarder in the final minute when Marino hit Clayton. And now we're set to go. Uwe Von Schaman. Bird coming up at the 5, at the 15, to the 20. Penalty marker goes down as Bird gets it across the 25. At the 26-yard line, he's hit by number 50, Jackie Shipp, reserve linebacker. And we'll have to see what the penalty situation is. Referee Pat Haggerty. Well, illegal contact, that push in the back. It seems like we can't get through a game without a couple of those.
You certainly do see a lot of them, Jay, and it's take a look at the stats for the first half.
Illegal contact, number 46 on the return, first down.
The thing that really jumps out at you is the yards passing, 318 to 148. Lomax 148 normally is a good half, but with Marino's 318, no turnovers, and time of possession is actually in the side of the Cardinals. They wanted to do that, control the ball and keep it away from Marino, but they're striking too fast for him.
On first down, this throw is complete. Doug Marsh, the tight end. Marsh, who caught a touchdown pass in the first half, picks up 15. Glenn Blackwood, number 47, made the play. There's the first down situation today. The Dolphins averaging 7.8, the Cardinals 8.6.
we said the Cardinals' key factor was win on first down. They are, and in fact, they're even beating the Dolphins, but the Dolphins are getting them on second and third.
And the Dolphins have gotten some big plays, of course, from Duper and Clayton. Here's Green going in motion, back the other way. Over the middle, complete at the 37-yard line to Doug Marsh again. And Glenn Blackwood again on the tackle. Walter Payton now needs just 75 yards to set a new rushing record in the National Football League. He has 147 yards today.
Tootie Robbins, good protection on Doug Betters. Good play on first down, Jay. Little pass, looks downfield, his coverage. You have an outlet receiver, 2nd down and 5.
Pat Tilley was shaken up a little bit in the first half, but he's back in the lineup. He's set to the near sideline. Green goes in motion on 2nd down. And no flag. Roy Green, the intended receiver at the 40-yard line. Paul Langford, 44, in the nickel, had the coverage, and he went down on the play. Some of the faithful here thought maybe there should have been an interference call.
Take a look at it here. The good protection, man-to-man coverage in the secondary at the top of your screen. Tight coverage. I don't know, Jay Bird. Pretty close.
Pretty close is right. You got that. 3rd down. Lomax now operates from the shotgun. And over the middle, complete to Green. Green a 1st down and more. Green run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 18 yards on the play. Lyle Blackwood, number 42, ran Green out of bounds. He can move.
Here's Roy Green right here. Now he's going to come inside this way. This receiver is going to go out the other way. It causes a problem with the confusion, crisscross, and then Green's going to come back to the outside and just catch a short little safe pass. You see the 2 receivers crossing. He stops. The defensive back thinks he's going to continue on. Then he goes back the other way. It's a tough coverage for the defensive secondary and a good play for Green.
1st down at the 45. Here comes Tilley in motion to the near side. And they give it on a little delay to Stump Mitchell. And Stump is down to the 41-yard line. Glenn Blackwood, the strong safety, number 47, coming up along with McNeil, 29, and Brophy, 53, to make the play.
Jay, we were talking to Floyd Peters yesterday, and we were talking about something similar to that little pass we saw Green just catch. Coming out, running halfway, stopping, going back the other way. He says back when he played, and guys like Butkus, Dick Butkus, a big linebacker, says, when that man came down there, you jam him, and you knock him off his feet. Now that once he gets past 5 yards, you can't touch him. So they can go down, they can juke to the right and to the left, and you can't get them.
The game has changed a bit. Fine defensive play right at the last second on the far sideline. Judson, number 49, got in front of Roy Green. Judson, who played at South Carolina State in his 3rd season.
Good protection, Brzezinski, 59. Lomax steps up into the pocket. Couldn't throw the ball any better. Just good coverage by Judson. Ball jumped up into the air. Shula says that Judson and Langford are 2 of the best players. Almost made that reception. 2 of the best athletes on the Dolphins squad.
Ball at the 41-yard line. Lomax is 2 for 4 out of the shotgun and 31 yards. A man, that ball might have been batted. It was intended for Willard Harrell, and he was all alone, but the ball seemed to be deflected. Lomax going down.
Jay, I think this is the first time today the Dolphins have blitzed. The 2 linebackers here will blitz the quarterback. Harrell will be right in here in the middle. Let's take a look and see if it gets batted. But obviously, man-to-man coverage in the secondary. Nobody in the middle of the field. Had to throw it a little bit before he wanted to. Could have been an easy touchdown. A little bit rushed because of the blitz. Causes the incompletion.
Birdsong's 4th punt of the afternoon.
Is he going to punt it?
Yes, sir. Angle to the far sideline. Fair catch is called for. It's gathered in at the 16-yard line by Lyle Blackwood. Timeout. Dolphins lead it 26-14.
It starts with a subtle glance. The enticement of discovering something wondrously new. The Dodge Aries K. Sleek, new styling that will captivate you. Performance that will infatuate you. You always knew Aries for economy. Now you'll love it for its beauty And now you'll know how it feels to be seduced by Dodge Aries.
I like to save the big surprise for last. And turn. NCR is making a personal computer. Uh-huh. Sharp graphics. Surprise? I'll take it. Oh, can't you look surprised? I said I'll take it. I know you'll take it. I just wanted you to be surprised.
But I know NCR. They practically computerized the banking business. Look, I'm writing a check.
Oh, money isn't everything. Nobody's ever surprised.
Well, maybe if you didn't tell people who made it.
A better computer. It's exactly what you'd expect from NCR.
Today's game is brought to you by Ram Tough Trucks and revolutionary new cars. Dodge, an American revolution. By AT&T, the more you hear, the better we sound. And by Owens Corning, our building products put your house in the pink.
The Dolphins start from the 17. Marino with Nathan and Bennett in the backfield, and this is Nathan at the 20, 25, out to the 29-yard line. Benny Perrin, number 23, ran him out of bounds. A 12-yard pickup for Nathan. The longest run of his career was right here in St. Louis, a 46-yard romp back in September of 1981.
We'll take a look. 61 is Roy Foster leading the way around the end. It's a good block. Nathan cuts inside, heads up field. Foster's doing a good job, Jay, for replacing the injured Bob Kuchenberg, the All-Pro, the many times All-Pro. But Foster's playing very well.
First USC player to ever play for the Dolphins. A little delay to Nathan. Nathan across the 35 to the 37-yard line. E.J. Jr. made the tackle for the Cardinals. We'll pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WXII, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point.
With Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph, Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Dolphins 26, Cardinals 14. Top 3 passing games in National Football League history. Van Brocklin 554 versus the old New York Yankees in 51. Ferragamo 509 against Chicago. And Tittle 505 against Washington in 62. That's Mark Clayton. Clayton down the sideline doing a tightrope act, stepped out of bounds. Clayton did not play last week. Looked like he wanted to throw the halfback pass. Instead, he picks up 15.
Had a groin injury last week. Probably could have played, but like O.J. Anderson this week is sitting out. Takes a reverse. Now, last year, he threw a pass. He stops. It doesn't appear as though, as Duper, who we see at the bottom of the screen, was alerted to the fact that he may throw the football because Duper was down there blocking, and Clayton pulled up as if to pass. I'm sure they'll have a conversation about that a little later on.
Coach Shula seems a little upset at the moment.
He's kind of smiling when he was talking to Clayton.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line. Jensen goes in motion. The handoff coming the other way to Carter, and Carter gets across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Kurt Ollerman, number 51, making the play. Dolphins doing a little bit more running. We talked about those top 3 passing games. The Miami record is 408 for Woodley versus Dallas in 81. But, of course, we've got a long time to play, and Marino has an excellent chance to set a new passing record here this afternoon for Miami.
He certainly does, and it seems like they're getting back into the running game, but that doesn't mean anything. They can throw it at any time.
Second down and 6. Hardy going in motion, the tight end, and Marino throwing and completing. High into the air to make the catch was Mark Clayton, 19 yards on the pickup. Perrin along with Smith making the tackle. That puts Marino over his best day.
You see Marino walking forward to say something. He throws this ball very high. Clayton with his tremendous leaping ability. Look at him leap in the air and catch the football. Shula was saying that he's changed his outlook. He used to like the big wide receivers. Now he says, I like the small ones with the ones with speed and a lot of quickness.
Pretty good find on the 8th round, wasn't he? That's Woody Bennett getting to the 20-yard line. E.J. Jr. made the tackle.
You know, getting back to what I was talking about, Jay, with the small receivers, Sheila was saying he used to like the big ones, but now the game has changed so much. The defensive secondary, you have to have smaller, quicker receivers to beat the jam at the line of scrimmage, get away from it, and get downfield. He wants people that can get with the speed, get in the open areas, and then catch the football. And that's one thing that's made him such a successful coach, is he changes with the times. He sees what's there and goes with it.
San Diego has had great success with those fast, small receivers.
Sure have.
Hand off to Bennett. Bennett gets a couple. Bennett hit by number 44 on the play, Wayne Smith. Talked a little bit earlier about the grabbing and holding that goes on down there in the trenches, Robert.
74, Cleveland Green, blocking on Bubba Baker. A little grabbing going on, looks like. Not bad. You know, that goes on all the time, Jay. They just call the bad stuff.
Yeah. New England is leading the Jets 21-14. Eason has thrown a 4-yard touchdown pass to Bo Robinson. Seattle over Minnesota 10-9 third quarter. Got Clayton, Cephalo, and Duper all in the lineup there. On third down, it's dropped. Oh, at the 7-yard line. Now a penalty marker goes down. Clayton dropped one he should have caught.
He certainly should have, Jay. It was a good route. It was wide open. Should have caught the football, and they're going to call a roughing penalty, I believe, against the Cardinals.
That's the call. And Jim Hannafin, the head man of the Big Red, upset. Hannafin, who began coaching at Little Charter Oak High School in Covina, California back in 1959. The call may go against Leonard Smith, number 45. We'll wait till they unravel it here as referee Pat Haggerty will give us the word.
Personal foul, number 45, late hit, first down.
Leonard Smith, number 45, called for the infraction.
Just a little frustrated. Up here, we'll see Clayton. This man is going to go down, and the back is going to come out and clear. Clayton is going to come right in here in the middle, and we'll see 45 come in and hit him a little bit late. It's wide open over the middle. He drops the ball. It's frustration, I think, the fact that he's been tough coverage all day. Just get a little bit frustrated.
Hand off to Nathan. Nathan gets about 2 yards near the 7. Nathan, who played at Alabama, came out of Birmingham's Woodlawn High School. E.J. Jr. with the stop, number 54.
Let's take a look at the end of it. I think he hit him with his forearm, Jay, up around the head and shoulders, and they're trying to cut back on some of the serious injuries around the neck and head injury, and I think if it wasn't with a forearm, they may not have called it.
Second down, goal to go. Marino, all kinds of time now. His coverage breaks down, and he goes down. The Cardinals' first sack of the day. Elo Grooms, number 78, was there. Number 76, Stafford Mays. That is the first sack of the year against the Dolphins.
That tells you a little bit about, looks like Marino may be injured. Tells you a little bit about the offensive protection for the Dolphins. The first sack of 1984. The coverage is good in the secondary. His left knee gets bent down underneath him.
Stafford Mays, the 9-year or the 5-year man from the University of Washington, was there first. There's the relief pitcher, Don Strock. Fine backup, and here he comes.
If we can get a shot of Marino, he wears a brace on one of his knees. I don't know.
It's the right one.
I think it's the left. I think it's the left knee he has the brace on. Yeah, you can see on the left knee he wears a brace. He got his knee caught underneath him when he was sacked. He doesn't appear to be that seriously injured. Talking to him earlier in the week, he says he wears it just for prevention. And obviously that may have saved a serious injury right there.
Don Strock, 11-year veteran. 72, he led the nation at Virginia Tech. the throw, and he had his man, Jimmy Cephalo, open, but couldn't get it there.
That's a tough situation for a relief pitcher. In baseball, Jay, they give him a few throws to warm up. Strock only had about 2 or 3, and it takes a little bit longer. The bottom of your screen, the outside man goes in, and the inside man breaks to the outside. Just didn't get to the ball, but I'm sure that Strock would like to have had a few more pitches on the sideline before he came in and threw that one.
35-yard field goal attempt for Von Schaman, who is 2 for 2 today. 27 and 26-yarders in the first half. High pass blocked. Cardinals come up with it. So Von Schaman had a problem that time. The ball was batted by Leonard Smith, I believe, but the real problem started on the high pass from center.
Exactly, Jay, and I think this has really been part of the problem that Von Schaman has had this year. Bob Kuchenberg is not in the lineup. As we see, the high snap, it was blocked from the side. The man come, but Kuchenberg was one of the best snappers in the National Football League for 5 or 6 years that he snapped. He's not snapping, and Von Schaman, I think, mentally is having a problem with that. We'll be right back.
It isn't easy keeping in shape, but Don Gwaltney isn't doing this just for his health. He's doing it for money. The money he's saving on his life insurance with an Allstate Shape Up and Save discount. We figure if you're in better shape, you deserve a better rate on your insurance. So if you keep yourself in shape, you could save up to 35% on Allstate life insurance.
Shape up and save.
It pays to talk to an Allstate agent.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
It takes a full season for a fragile blossom to slowly become a ripe red apple. Nature can't be hurried. Old Style can't be hurried either, because Old Style is fully kreuzened, the most natural way to brew beer and the most expensive. It's naturally carbonated with no modern shortcuts, just nature and time and skill. Try Harleman's Old Style and taste the difference kreuzening makes.
Show you this block, high pass.
45, Leonard Thompson right there. The timing on the extra point and field goals are so important. Leonard Smith coming around and getting just a piece of it. The high snap, just enough to allow him to get around.
There's a score by quarters. That block might help the Cardinals from a standpoint of momentum. Here's Lomax over the middle. It's complete. Roy Green. They've had a lot of success with that little pass over the middle here in the second half. Mark Brown, 51, the inside linebacker, made the tackle. New England 21-14 over the Jets. They're in the third period. Dallas has a 6-point lead over Chicago as Septien has kicked a 32-yard field goal. Cleveland and Kansas City are 3-3 on field goals by Barr and Lowry. Seattle leads Minnesota 10-9, 17-0 Buffalo, or 17-10 Buffalo over Indianapolis. Stump Mitchell tries to get outside, and the Dolphins do a good job of containing him there. Baumhauer, 73, making the stop. The word we get on the Dolphins quarterback Dan Marino is that he just had a little leg cramp, back of his leg, and we expect him to return to action. We have 5:17 left to play. We're in the third quarter. The Dolphins lead at 26-14. Marino out of the University of Pittsburgh. Big, strong young man with a great arm. Quick release. 3rd and 1 for the Cardinals. They operate at their own 26-yard line. Double tight end alignment. Marsh and LaFleur. Stump Mitchell in trouble, and he gets away, and look at the effort. Got the first down. An excellent, excellent play for Mitchell. You know, some people would call that second effort. I call that continuous effort.
That was an outstanding run. You know, they don't see this one in the highlight film, but this was as good a run as he's made all day. He, by all rights, should have been tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Bowser bouncing off of him, getting upfield. Half the team missed him. Big play for the Cardinals.
Mitchell with 87 yards on 18 carries and a touchdown. Farrell and Mitchell in the backfield, and the pass comes out to Mitchell, and he takes it at the 35-yard line, hit immediately by McNeil and Brown. Clock running with 4.5 minutes to play in the third period.
We've seen Stump Mitchell the last few times, Jay. They better call another play, somebody else's number, to give him a little bit of a breather. The plays are sent in from the sideline.
He's coming out, gets a fine hand from the partisan crowd here, and Willard Harrell replaces him.
When you're calling plays, you need to spread it around. If one of them's getting winded, give it to somebody else.
2nd down and 5 from the 35. The handoff goes to Farrell. Farrell gets out to the 37-yard line, short of the first down. Mike Charles, number 71, wrapped him up. We've had a scoreless third period up to now with 3:45 to play. Our director today, Andy Rosenberg, and our producer, David Neal, and the crew bringing you the sights and sounds of this interconference game from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. Lomax 15 out of 26. Prevent defense now for the Dolphins. Out of the shotgun, Lomax on 3rd down, throws complete to Tilley. Tilley at the 50, at the 45, spins, waits for a block, goes down. His blocker went right by him. He picked up a block, but the blocker never hit anybody. A 20-yard pickup. McNeil on the tackle as Tilley got that football, and he was looking for daylight.
I don't know if he was waiting for a block or waiting for somebody to tackle him, Jay. There you see Tilley at the right. Good throw. Little in and back out. Good traction. Tilley, quick feet.
Now watch here. See, somebody's going to come right by.
Whoa, I don't want to go there.
There he goes, number 57, but Pat couldn't catch up with him at that point. Tilley, 3 catches for 45 yards. Cardinals on the move, 1st and 10 at the 42 of the Dolphins. Lomax out to Mitchell. Mitchell hit just as the ball came to him. And the fans thought there might have been an interference call against Jay Brophy, the linebacker, 53, but it looked like he played it tough to me.
Well, they want a reciprocal call because of the roughing a little earlier. They thought that might have been roughing on Brophy, but Brophy's an interesting story. 2nd-round draft choice this year for the Dolphins, playing in place of A.J. Dewey. 2nd choice, they really felt like Jackie Schiff, their number 1 choice, would be somebody that could fill in, but Schiff is a little bit slow in learning the pass defense. Brophy has picked it up very well.
New England leading the Jets in the 3rd quarter. Of course, Bob, you can't have pass interference behind the line of scrimmage, can you?
No, you can't. Good point.
2nd down and 10. Lomax steps up, throws on the run. It's complete. That's Doug Marsh. Marsh already has 1 touchdown, and he's got a 1st down at the 18-yard line. 25-yard pickup. Glenn Blackwood, 47, and William Judson, 49, made the play. Marsh has had an excellent football game here this afternoon.
Excellent protection. Watch Lomax step up into the pocket, away from the defensive ends. Marsh catches it in his hands. I'm impressed with this Cardinal offense, Jay. They can move it on the ground. They can throw it through the air.
It's an improving football team for Jim Hannafin. Marsh with 5 catches, 96 yards.
He only had 9 catches coming into the ballgame.
Mitchell back in the lineup with Farrell in the backfield. 1st down at the 17. Hand off to Earl Farrell. And Farrell fights for yardage near the 10-yard line. Farrell out of East Tennessee State, a fine athlete. Number 5 draft choice back in '82. Mike Charles, 71 on the tackle.
Let's show you something you don't normally see. Here's Glenn Blackwood, the strong safety. The Dolphins say, if you're going to move it on us, we're going to start strong safety blitz you. Evidently, the pass wasn't a pass, went the other way, but there you see Blackwood, something the Dolphins are trying to do to stop the offensive march down the field. They send their strong safety in there.
Art Plunkett, number 70, is now at right tackle for the Cardinals. Tootie Robbins has a pinched nerve. It's hoped that he'll be able to return. Tilley is out of there. The other tight end, LaFleur, is in there. And up the middle and going for the touchdown is Earl Farrell. Earl Farrell gets his second touchdown of the '84 season, an 11-yard romp off the left side.
We'll take a look at it. Earl Farrell is right here. Everybody's worried about Stump Mitchell. This man, he'll just go out of the way. He's going to come right up the middle. Watch the blocking as the offensive line of the Cardinals straight ahead blocking. Farrell cuts back to his left. Good running, tough running. Very impressive, Jay.
Neil O'Donoghue with the point after. And O'Donoghue boots it through out of the hold of Benny Perrin. We're going to show it to you again as Farrell found a hole and he darted through.
Just straight blocking. Farrell, when he gets near that goal line, he says, I'm going to score. We'll be right back.
When Lotus introduced 1-2-3 software, it became the talk of the business world. And 1-2-3 quickly took its rightful place at the top of the PC software sales charts. But people said,
Lotus, what are you doing for an encore?
Lotus announces Symphony. 1-2-3 and new Symphony software from Lotus. One great idea after another.
All truck companies talk tough, but only one puts its money where its mouth is. Dodge. Because only Dodge gives you a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty on engine, powertrain, and outer body rust-through. It covers new 85 full-size pickups, wagons, vans, and Ram Chargers, making Dodge the best back trucks in America. That's guaranteed.
The fans here have come alive as the Cardinals have scored and are very much in this game, 26-21.
Big play, drive that time, 83 yards, 10 plays. The Cardinals defense stopped the Dolphins. When Marino was injured, they went for the field goal. The field goal was blocked. They took it right down and scored. The momentum is on the side of the Cardinals. The fans are into it.
Aarons kicks off. And back at the 5-yard line, Fulton Walker. Walker across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And the Dolphins will put it in play there. We'll come back to Busch Stadium. Pick up this action with the Dolphins leading 26-21 in just a moment.
Dodge announces the toughest truck warranty in America. 5 years or 50,000 miles. Covering transmissions, drive shafts, blocks, heads, flywheels, transfer cases, axles, U-joints, water pumps, all internal engine parts, and outer body rust-through on every truck we build. Ford and Chevy talk tough. Dodge proves it. Dodge, the best back trucks in America. That's guaranteed.
Radio Shack's having a great sale on the TRS-80 Model 4. $400 below the original price. It has a huge library of educational programs.
And lots of games. I do my personal and household budgeting on it. You can't believe the money we're saving.
I'm even teaching myself to program. And the Model 4 is expandable at Radio Shack's low prices. Best of all, it's on sale now.
Save $400 on Radio Shack's TRS-80 Model 4. Now only $5.99.
On October 14th, the epic of V continues with the final battle. And then the countdown begins for the thrilling premiere of V, the series.
The touchdown by Earl Farrell has turned this crowd of 45,000 on here. Marino is back in for the Dolphins, who start from their own 24. Half a minute to play, third quarter. 26-21 Miami. Marino completes it out to the 42-yard line to Mark Duper. An 18-yard pickup on the play. Leonard Smith, 45 on the tackle. Marino limping a little bit.
Jay, he's had some problems with that knee. He had that knee operated on. He had it hurt late in the year last year. Had it operated on in early January. Missed the Pro Bowl. It was the first rookie ever selected to start the Pro Bowl. The third quarter is going to run out, but he is having some problems with that knee.
All right, That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Dolphins 26, Cardinals 21. Back after this from your local station.
Tonight, this is it, the 2-hour movie premiere of Knight Rider that shows all of Kit's new superpowers.
All right, pal.
It's all new adventures as Kit and Michael dodge deadly drones, dangerous doubles, and beautiful villains.
I can't look.
I want him killed.
It's the all-new 2-hour premiere
That's all we need.
of Knight Rider tonight.
It's Truck Deals Olay at your Datsun dealer. Get clearance deals on Nissan 4x4s. How far will we go? All the way to Mexico. Register to win a free trip for 2 on American Airlines to fabulous Sheraton hotels in Mexico. Come on in before October 2nd. Get a major 4x4 deal, plus the chance to win Mexico from American and Sheraton. It's worth the trip.
Major portion from Nissan.
Make your best deal now at your North Carolina area Datsun dealers.
Essence the Magazine introduces Essence the Television Program. All new with regular features like Celebrity Spotlight, giving you insight into the people behind the glitter. Taking care of business, opening your eyes to new opportunities. Up front with Felipe Luciano, covering today's important issues. And hosted by Susan Taylor, Editor-in-Chief.
Nothing else can get inside your world like Essence the Television Program.
Count on TV 12 for Essence tonight at 11:30.
Jack LaFave on News Center 12.
Well, as you look at those stats, more bad news for the Cardinals. Thomas Howard out of the game with a sprained knee, will not return this afternoon. We go to the fourth period here with the Dolphins up by 5. First down at the 43-yard line. Jensen goes in motion. Marino throwing, completing it. Clayton, first down at the 41-yard line. E.J. Jr. on the tackle, a pickup of 16. And again, Clayton making a big play.
Jay, we said going in that the offensive line had to be blocking very well because of the pass rush. We'll take a look at the pass protection. Perfect protection. Marino has all kinds of time. Threads the throw in there to Clayton. Take a little look at the moves that he's trying to put on. Gets stuck a little bit, goes down, but the protection has been great for Marino today.
Dave Aarons, who's been kicking off, has replaced Thomas Howard at the linebacker spot for the Cardinals. This is Carter. Joe Carter on the run, hit by Benny Perrin. Let's go to New York. An update from NFL 84.
All right, Jay, sounds like you got a good one going in St. Louis. At Giants Stadium, New England is starting to open it up against the Jets. Tony Easton has thrown his 3rd touchdown pass today. This one of 43 yards to Stanley Morgan. 28-14 New England. The Jets starting to feel a little frustrated.
And here we certainly do have a good one going, Bill McAtee. The Dolphins facing 2nd down and 6 from the 37. Over the middle, complete. Looks like they've got the first down at the 30-yard line. The pass to Tony Nathan, who took it right off the turf. Some of the folks saw it as a trap, maybe, Bob Greasy.
Well, it was a close call. We'll take a look, see if we can see anything, but Marino wants to throw the ball someplace else, but Nathan is in the seam between the defenders. Looks like he caught it, Jay, but the thing about it is the Dolphins 2nd down, the Cardinals went ahead and substituted their nickel, 6 defensive backs in there. That's how much respect they have for the Dolphin passing game. 2nd down and 6, they went nickel.
Marino 378 yards, 19 out of 30. Throwing number 31 right here, and incomplete. Benny Perrin at the last second in front of Mark Clayton. Clayton looked like he was going to get another one as he went high into the air, but that man right there, Perrin, made the stop.
Marino says if he can catch it once, he can do it again. Here's a man we're watching. Clayton is going to come straight down the field, and the safety, Perrin, is going to be there. No way this ball should have been thrown, but he has such great confidence in him. Double coverage right there, in front and in back. There's no way Clayton comes up with this ball. Should have been intercepted.
at the 30-yard line, second down. Marino from the shotgun. Nathan back there with it. Blitz. The big guy gets away, throws complete. Mark Duper made the catch. He beat the blitz. Bob Harris, reserve linebacker, making the play.
Jay, we were talking yesterday to Jim Hannafin a little bit, the coach of the Cardinals, and he was talking about Marino. He said he's never seen anything like Marino come in and really do what he has done. And the thing he said that was so tough about him is you can't sack him. He'll get rid of the football. He knows how much time he has, and right there, he doesn't have a lot of mobility, but just enough to avoid the sack and get rid of it.
Third down and 3. Swings it out to Nathan. First down, down to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Miami. A happy Don Shula, 23-yard touchdown play as Marino whipped it out into the left flat beautifully to Tony Nathan.
This is going to be a quick screen to the left. Here's Nathan in the backfield. He's going to run over here and catch it, but what is happening, this man has to cover him. He has to go this way too. There's going to be some traffic coming over here. All these Dolphin receivers are going to come over there and make it a problem for him. A little quick screen, throws it out to the side. Easy throw, but a big play.
A point after Uwe von Schaman. It is good. Marino now is 21 of 33, 409 yards, 3 touchdown passes today. This one just a moment ago, 15 TD passes on the year.
This is good pass against man-to-man coverage. They knew what the coverage would be. They said a quick screen with a little traffic would be ideal. We'll be right back. 33-21.
East Point, Maine and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. East Point means a New England clam bake, summer fun and food at its best. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth golden Old Milwaukee Light.
Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
AT&T is in travel. How? By helping NASA exchange 56,000 bits of information in an instant. Just as we can help NASA send man beyond the Earth, we can help a travel agent send a man across the Earth. AT&T can help get instant information about hotels, rates, flights. We can tailor a long-distance data network big enough for NASA and one just right for you. The people of AT&T Communications. We're thinking about your business in ways you never thought of.
The most popular sport on earth. The pinnacle of international competition. A previously impossible dream for the soccer faithful of the United States. The first step towards the 1986 World Cup. Next Saturday on NBC Sports. Today's game is brought to you by Jeep Corporation. There's a feeling you can get only in a Jeep. By Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by Sears, where you'll find great values. There's more for your life at Sears.
There's Corey Leibel on top of Busch Stadium. Just 2 years ago, they were getting set for the playoffs in the World Series here. And, of course, the World Series coming up again on NBC starting October 9th. Who'll be there? NBC will be there.
I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there watching.
Yes, sir. So will I. Uwe von Schaman kicks it off. Bird at the goal line. Steve Bird at the 15. At the 20. Gets it out to the 24-yard line. And the Cardinals will start from there. 11.5 to play. 33-21. We'll be back with more of this interconference action in just a few moments.
You've got the spirit. You keep on coming through. Your pride is strong. You won't just make it do. With every job you leave a little bit of you.
We
started with an idea, a promise, a commitment to American farming and trucking we've been building for over 150 years, and now we're honoring it in more ways than ever before. International Harvester. The commitment is forever.
Shotgun Rapids, Idaho, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The shotgun means white water at its best. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp, Old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
And Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Tony Eason has thrown to Stanley Morgan. It was a 43-yarder, 28-14 New England. Dallas leading Chicago in the third period. Cleveland goes on top of Kansas City as Matt Barr hits from 23 out. 32-yard field goal Johnson, 13-9 Seattle. Buffalo and Indianapolis tied up at 17 in the fourth quarter. Lomax going to the air. Throws over the middle to Tilley. Tilley at the 35. Trying to get back outside. Gets the 37. Fumble. Picked up by one of the Dolphins. And Miami has the football at the 33-yard line. Well, Tilley trying to do a little too much, maybe. Lost the football. It's the first turnover of this game. And a big one. Don McNeil, number 28, over there to make the play.
Tough break for the Cardinals, and Tilley at the bottom of your screen comes across the field. A lot of teams are doing this. The Dolphins have run the same pattern, makes a good move, and then tries to get upfield. Judson pulls him, but Neal picks it up. Neal had a touchdown last week against the Colts.
Well, a very disappointed Jim Hannafin. Hannafin, who coached fellas like Dobler and Deerdorf and Banks and Young here. Going out of the lineup now, number 64, Randy Clark, the center of the Cardinals, who played at Northern Illinois. A free agent who was originally drafted by the Bears. And you see Lomax helping him off there.
These quarterbacks take care of their centers, don't they?
It was John Omohundro, the Cardinals' fine trainer. Well, the turnover gives the Dolphins a real opportunity to slam the door. Let's see if they can do it. Marino throws it out. It's dropped by the tight end Johnson at the 28-yard line. Aaron's there on the coverage, number 58. They had the tight end out there with the linebacker one-on-one.
Seeing so often, Jay, as the game progresses, the Dolphins throwing on first down passing. And it's been successful for them.
Bill Whitaker is now in the ball game for the Cardinals in the secondary, number 42. He was activated this week. He's been on injured reserve. Well, Bob, you were talking about headlines for Marino if they could protect him here today, and that has been certainly one of the keys. Second down and 10 as Marino's had a big day. He hands it off out of the shotgun to Carter, and Carter gets to the 25-yard line. Al Bubba Baker made the tackle, number 60. The Jets have gotten a 7-yard pass from Ryan to Schuler, and it's 28-21 New England. At the start of today, Miami 4-0. The Jets, New England, Indianapolis, and Buffalo. Miami very much in the driver's seat and leading here 33-21. Third down and 2 at the 25. Time. He throws, and they get the first down at the 18-yard line. Jimmy Cephalo. Cephalo's first catch of the day. Bill Kay, number 22, making the tackle for the Cardinals.
This was 3rd and 2. This pass is designed to get that yardage. Cephalo is here. The tight end goes straight down. Cephalo is just going to come inside and then break back to the outside. Just get the first down yardage, and we'll take it and make a first down. He breaks to the inside and then back out. Man-to-man coverage is very tough on that pass pattern.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line. Clayton goes in motion. The handoff to Bennett. Bennett bangs inside the 15, down to about the 12. Lee Nelson, 38, making the tackle, along with 73, Mark Duda.
Take a look at Mark Duper and see what he does when the ball's not in the air. Trying to block a little bit. All you want him to do, Jay, is get in the way. You know, just get in the way of the defensive back. Try and hold him up and don't get rolled over on in a pile.
Duper going to the left side. Clayton to the right. 2nd and 4 at the 14. Much for Tony Nathan. Al Bubba Baker made the play. If the Cardinals are to have a shot, they've got to hold them to no more than 3 here, I would think.
They certainly do. There's Bubba Baker, the man that we felt going into this game would be a key factor. He playing against Cleveland Green, who was subbing for Eric Laxo. And I think the offensive line for the Dolphins and Cleveland Green has done a very good job of stymieing the pass rush for the Cardinals.
Marino, 22 of 35, 3 touchdowns, 415 yards. The Miami record was 408. This is caught at the 9-yard line. It is a catch. Jimmy Cephalo again. Boy, Cephalo did a good job there of keeping his composure, concentrating on that football.
He sure did. As we look at Don Shula, here's Cephalo. He's going to run the same pattern. He's going to break to the inside and then back out. Again, just designed to get the first down. Inside release, sees who's covering him, and then breaks back out. Watch this catch. Just routine.
A field goal attempt from 27 yards out for Von Schaman. That would give Miami a 15-point lead. Von Schaman has it. So now it would take 2 touchdowns and a field goal for the Cardinals to win it. There was 7:38 to play in the 4th quarter. 36-21 Miami.
The great cars of Europe priced out of reach until now. Renault bridges the gap between European technology and affordability. Renault Alliance with comfort for 5. And now introducing Alliance Convertible. Renault Alliance, fuel injected, fuel efficient. European technology from Renault, Europe's leading car maker. 6161, built in America and affordable. Renault.
Who has vibrant greens, brilliant blues, the crispest reds, an incredibly lifelike sound? Only RCA. Introducing Full Spectrum Television, the only full stereo TV to process 100% of the audio-video signal. All the color, all the sound, all the time. Bringing the magic of life right into your living room. Full stereo, full spectrum television, only from RCA. Technology that excites the senses.
They are the prodigies of racing's true champions. The sons and daughters of Northern Dancer, of Seattle Slew, of Alydar. This fall, the bloodline will be tested and new champions will be born. The Breeders' Cup, November 10th on NBC.
Well, safe to say there's never been a racing card or a sports telecast like that one. Coming up November 10th, here on NBC, the Breeders' Cup from Hollywood Park. Steve Bird and Willard Harrell back to receive the kickoff. It's Bird 1 yard deep. He's at the 10, the 15, at the 20. Gets out to the 25-yard line, and the Cardinals will start from there. Making the tackle, Eddie Hill, number 31, along with 54, Rodell Thomas. Lomax, 18 out of 30. 256 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad day, but when you put it up against Marino's stats, it probably doesn't look very good.
He's having a good day, Jay. They've scored some points. They're, like we said earlier, they're 5th in the National Football League. But the thing he's got to tell his team now is, hey, listen, we need a touchdown, and we need it pretty quickly. So we're going to go our passing game first, maybe throw a little past the stump. We need to get in the end zone and quick.
7:29 to play. Lomax outside, dropped over there by Stump Mitchell at the 30-yard line. Indianapolis leading Buffalo. 31-yard run by McMillan. A 96-yard scoring drive, and every play on the ground. I wonder if Ferguson's in the lineup today for Buffalo.
He had a string of starts. I think was tops in the National Football League.
Second down and 10 for St. Louis. The Cardinals go to Dallas next Sunday. The Dolphins play in Pittsburgh. Steelers in action tomorrow night. Lomax steps up, throws, and a fine catch at the 47 by Greg LaFleur, the tight end. First down, 22-yard play. And you see Lomax trying to encourage his troops to hang in here.
And that's what he has to do. They may be a little bit down, but the quarterback is the catalyst. He is the one that has to get them going. As we take a look, good protection, throws it right down the field in between the deep coverage and the linebackers.
We get word that Ferguson is not playing at Buffalo. Dufek got the call in that game today. First and 10 at the 47-yard line for the Cardinals. Lomax going long. Green just couldn't get there. Just over the outstretched fingertips of Roy Green. Green, who played at Little Henderson State in Kentucky, number 4 draft pick, caught 78 passes for more than 1,200 yards last season.
Take a look at the end of this. This is just a takeoff straight down the field.
Ooh. Pretty
good coverage. That ball would have to have been thrown very, very well for a completion. Give the credit to McNeil. Tight coverage right there.
Clock stopped with 6:37 to play.
Don McNeil coming back from an Achilles problem last year, set out the entire year, Jay. Coming back and playing very well.
Kansas City on a 9-yard pass by Blackledge, leading 10-6 now over Cleveland. Farrell and Mitchell in the backfield. Lomax to throw. Blitz. Lomax got it away. That's Earl Farrell. He's got a first down at the 42-yard line. Paul Langford, number 44, made the tackle. A pickup of 11 yards for the combination of Lomax and Farrell.
Take another look. I'm very impressed with Lomax. I met him yesterday. Steps up in the pocket, almost got sacked, but gets rid of the ball. But I was impressed with him, Jay, but I was also, he's so young. He came up and says, "Hey, Mr. Greasy, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, listen, kid, I'm not that old. I just started into playing this game a few years ago."
I saw some of those young Cardinal players getting autographs from you. Dallas now leads Chicago 23-14 in the fourth quarter. Lomax swings it out. Earl Farrell down to the 35, puts his head down and did some hitting, boy, in at the 34-yard line. Jay Brophy, the linebacker, 53, made the tackle. Farrell hanging tough here as the clock runs now to 5.5 minutes to play in this game. 36-21 Dolphins. Second down and 3.
Of course, what the Dolphins want to do now, Jay, is just make the Cardinals use up some time, even if they score. Make them use a lot of time, 10, 11 plays to score.
They'll give them those short passes.
Exactly.
And off to Mitchell. Mitchell breaking it down at the 20. Mitchell down to the 15-yard line. Charles Bowser, the linebacker, number 56, made the tackle, but stumped Mitchell. Romped over the right side for 18 yards.
Hey, I don't know what more we can say about this man. The two guards pull. Audick and Bostic, 71 and 61. Stump just reads it, breaks the tackle right here. Kozlowski, number 40, misses. Bowser, 56, gets over and hangs on and gets some help to bring him down.
A 105-yard day so far for Mitchell on 19 carries. I was talking to him this week about the game. He said, "I love it, I love it, I love it." Here's Tilley at the 5, Tilley at the 4. The first and goal to go for the Cardinals. Lyle Blackwood, number 42, made the stop. Well, Lomax going back to Tilley after he had fumbled.
Certainly did, Jay. Tilley is right here. He's going to come down and go across the field. Now watch all the confusion in the middle of the field as all the receivers are crossing and the defensive backs are crossing. Tilley comes underneath, And that's what you try to get, is confusion in the secondary by running those crossing routes down inside the 20-yard line.
Lomax now 22 of 36 for 308 yards. Lomax, over the outstretched fingertips of Steve Bird. They were blitzing. Lomax beat the blitz. You saw Bob Brudzinski there, number 59, and Lomax patting him on the helmet saying, thanks for not
That's exactly
killing
right.
me in there.
Now he's shaking his face mask. He was shaking his face mask, and that was a signal of, what are you saying? They're signaling the plays into him, and he was wondering maybe who you wanted to throw it to, or give me the play again. I don't understand it very clearly.
Second down, goal to go at the 4. That's Mitchell, touchdown. Stump Mitchell's second touchdown, his 5th of the season. And the Cardinals have 27. That's the most points that the Dolphins have allowed in 16 games.
67. Lewis Sharp gets a good block. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. There's Audick, 61, knocking everybody down into the end zone. Stump Mitchell, they're back in the ball game. 3 minutes to go.
Audick playing for Terry Steve at left guard. Neil O'Donohue. Activity at the line of scrimmage. So check and try and get some word on if there's any problem with Terry Steve. He is not in the ball game right now. Audick playing for him.
Audick has been in there most of the afternoon. Steve came into the game with a leg problem. He hurt it last week against New Orleans. Audick has been doing a good job.
Encroachment, number 71, decline.
Mike Charles, number 71, jumped off for Miami.
That's a whole lot of encroachment, too. Charles weighing 300 pounds.
Steve with that leg injury, we're told it's nothing that happened today, but just the fact that he couldn't go. O'Donohue kicks it through. We have 3 minutes, 36 seconds left to play here. Miami 36, St. Louis 28.
Bronco 2 never made it. S10 Blazer 4x4 never made it. No four-wheeler ever made it until the new Jeep Cherokee became the first to win all 3 4x4 of the Year awards in 1984. And only Cherokee has an optional intercooled turbo diesel engine, a choice of 2 or 4 doors, and room for 5. Get triple award-winning Cherokee performance or the luxury of the new Wagoneer, only in a Jeep.
If you want to do work like an expert, it helps to have the mind of a craftsman. Sears Craftsman electronic power tools are so advanced, they practically think for themselves. Their microprocessor memories and electronic sensors give you more precision, more control, and the same quality that's made Craftsman bench power and hand tools America's best sellers.
There's more for your life at Sears.
The NFL plays here, Seattle.
It's a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game, and the Seahawks are looking for revenge.
The NFL plays here, Los Angeles.
Owner Al Davis says just win, baby, and the Raiders get results. Pro football's winningest team.
The Seahawks battle the Raiders. The NFL plays here.
My team plays here.
Cardinals offense has been without Otis Anderson, who played at Miami. Great star there and a great star here, but they haven't lost much to the kind of day Stump Mitchell's had, over 100 yards.
As great as Anderson is, I don't see how he could have done any more than Mitchell. The thing it would have done is allowed Mitchell to go to their special teams.
A little too early for an onside kick. Aarons gets it downfield to Walker. Walker to the 22-yard line. And we'll go back to New York and get an update from NFL 84.
All right, Jay and Bob, I want to show you what just happened in Indianapolis. Mark Kofensis with the interception of the Joe Dufik pass. He returns it 59 yards for a touchdown. It is 31-17, and the Colts are starting to pull away from the 0-4 Buffalo Bills. The Colts are very tough in that new building in Indianapolis. The Cardinals just did get out of there with a victory.
When they first moved into it, the crowd was doing the wave cheer when the Colts were on offense. That's a little backwards. Well, they learned very quickly, though.
First down for Miami. They'll try to run a little clock here. The handoff going to Woody Bennett. Bennett gets to the 28-yard line before Kurt Allerman makes the play. One of the Cardinals shaken up. Bill
Whitaker.
That's Whitaker. Bill Whitaker. Whitaker just activated this week. Had an abdominal strain. Had been on injured reserve. Well, we'll take a timeout. Back with more in a moment as the Dolphins lead the Cardinals.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling on the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway barge, please respond.
Let's get him.
Golding, we're right below here and we all the way out.
I'll come around on the port side and buffer there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
The great cars of Europe priced out of reach. Until now, Renault bridges the gap between European technology and affordability. Renault Alliance, the highly acclaimed, smooth, quiet ride, and sedan comfort for 5. Renault Alliance, fuel-injected, fuel-efficient, European technology from Renault, Europe's leading car maker. 6161, built in America and affordable.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Renault.
Jay Randolph and Bob Greasy, 1977 here. You threw 6 touchdown passes, and that didn't even take you 3 periods, although Marino's had 3 today.
Well, that was a special situation, Jay. You know, a lot of times nothing goes right. That was one of the days that everything seemed to go right. You call a play, they're in the right coverage, you have the protection, and the man catches the football. But it was a special day, and that man right there asked me when I came out, he says, what do you think, you want to stay in? And I said, no, let Strock go ahead and do it.
Well, there's the total yardage in this game. Hand off to Bennett. Bennett up over the 35-yard line, gets the first down. And the Dolphins running some clock here. Lee Nelson, 38 on the tackle.
Jay, the left side of the Dolphin offensive line, John Giesler and Roy Foster doing an outstanding job on the last 2 plays. Right here. These men right here doing a great job, blocking straight ahead. Giesler, 79. They need that on this drive. They've been doing a good job all day. We said early on the key for the Dolphins was their offensive line play. They've been playing very well.
Giesler's had a bit of an elbow problem, but he's hung very tough. They're going to give it to Bennett again, and the big guy, Pyle, drives it up to the 40-yard line. And the 2-minute warning will be given to both benches right here. The Dolphins leading it 36-28. Now, here comes another one of those fantastic finishes.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1967, 15 degrees below zero in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Packers trail the Cowboys by 3. The field is a sheet of ice as Bart Starr keeps the ball and sneaks into the end zone for the score. Who made the block that sprung him? Right guard Jerry Kramer against massive Jethro Pugh. The Packers win 21-17 and claim the NFL championship.
Somebody keep your head. Can you guess which beer or soft drink these guests are enjoying in unlabeled aluminum cans? Budweiser? Stroh's? On the front 9. Miller? Coors? Could they be drinking Coca-Cola? Pepsi-Cola, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up. Well, the answer is any of them. Because today, recyclable aluminum cans seem to be everywhere. And they're always in good taste.
AJ on the sideline.
Coming up, the Budweiser NFL report. St. Louis, of course, the home of Budweiser, and scores and highlights headed your way after this one's over. Whitaker's back into the football game. And the midfield as Duper went high into the air and held on. And the timeout is called to stop the clock with 1:50 to play.
Jay, I find it interesting that a Dolphin team trying to run the clock out and keep possession of the ball is doing it through the air. The Don Shula team in the past would have done it with their running game. Now they're doing it with their passing game.
I'm reminded what John Riggins said after Miami upended Washington in the opener. He said these Miami Dolphins set up the pass with the pass.
Well, they're a little bit different than they used to be, and that man right there works with the talent that he has. He's got Marino, Duper, and Clayton, three big play people, and he is going with what he has. And of course, in the earlier days, he had the running game, and he went with that. Now he's throwing the football.
He once was an assistant coach at the University of Virginia when my spotter, Tom Redmond, played ball there. That's a few years ago. A.J. Dewey, of course, was activated this week. There's the man from Cajun country, played at LSU.
He had a problem with a knee surgery and a shoulder surgery. Just activated him this week, and he said he's anxious to get back in there.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Hardy going in motion to give to the big man, Bennett again, and he got maybe a yard at best before Aaron's 58 and E.J. Jr. 54 made the play. I want to thank our entire crew here in St. Louis for their help in the booth. To Andy Rosenberg and to his great camera people here this afternoon, and to our producer David Neal.
Is that him? No, that's not him.
No, that's not him. Thanks too to Dennis Mnuchin, who handled our stats today. Always a pleasure to have Dennis alongside. The Dolphins have a 36-28 lead. And it's been a big day for Marino and Duper and Clayton and all the gang.
Jay, it's really been a game that really hasn't gone too unlike what we talked about going into it. The offensive line has played well, which has allowed this man right here to have a big day. We said he was either going to be sack time or headlines, and certainly I think he was only sacked the one time, and he'll get the headlines. 408 yards, maybe more than that now passing. But the Cardinals have had a good day offensively also. They've scored more points against the Dolphins in the last, I think it's since the Dolphins in the last 16 ball games. But defensively, the Cardinals were banged up. We mentioned that their two starting corners are not in the ball game, so they need to get some people healthy. They'll be there later on.
On second down and 10, they stop Bennett again, and the Cardinals may spend their last time out right here. Let's pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC television network. With Bob Greasy, Jay Randolph, as we come to the close of this one. Doug Betters, big number 75. He's been a fine player over the years.
Good game today. NFL Defensive Player of the Year last year.
1 minute remaining. They hand it off to Nathan out of the shotgun, and he breaks through and gets the first down, and that will end any possibility of the Cardinals getting the football back, barring something very bizarre.
He's been frustrated this year, Jay. The Dolphin offense not being able to establish a lot of run, and Tony has been in there a lot. This is going to help him. It's late in the game. They want to control the ball, but just to run the football and do it well, I think is important to Nathan and the offense at this time.
Cardinals, according to our figures, have a timeout left, but they're not calling it. They're just going to let it go. Peyton today has had 155 yards for Chicago, needing 67 now to break Jim Brown's record. Miami's never lost to St. Louis, and that record will stay intact. Don Shula, personally, will be 7-0 against the Cardinals. That goes back to his days with the Colts and also through the Miami years. So the Dolphins are undefeated, and they win it the final 36-28. The Dolphins had a 26-14 advantage at halftime. Cardinals got 14 in the second half to the Dolphins 10. And the two coaches, and there's Lomax. Well, Bob, this was a good one today and a very fine win for this Miami club.
Well, I think the Dolphins are happy.